Alrighty,
Hey,
hello everyone.
we are here for
Lovely
the
time here.
tournament. Yay! Tournament time. Isn't this
Yippee!
fun? So yeah, everyone welcome to NEBVEMBER. This is the opening round of the tournament here. No Catboy, yep, and no Volley either today. We are very professional casters who have nothing distracting up on screen at all. Um,
I'm terrified of what you may have.
No, I actually have nothing on screen right now other
Oh,
than
you
the
actually
game.
turned it off.
No,
Okay.
yeah, no, what? I'm casting. I'm being
I
serious.
thought like for
And
the start we might do
and
like the just complete like necess startup with
no,
the
no,
like
no, no, no,
what's it,
no.
the Pop
No,
Tart cat thing. Yeah.
Liz may or may not be in the audience, and in order to maintain my reputation within the community, I cannot show her what I normally have up on screen during my streams. I would prefer not to get banned from playing Neb. My voice is distracting. Oh, okay, I see how it is. Well, we've already done a little bit of setup while the stream was starting. A little bit of a nice change of pace from the in-houses we did on IMA the other week, where it took us like 45 minutes to even consider starting the games, and one of the teams, only half of the people showed up. But yeah, no, the initial teams are already decided in terms of who's playing what faction, and how the maps go is, I think Dremis said we start on Gold Rush, and then the loser gets to decide the next map out of the map pool. So,
Yep.
I
believe it's a 6-map pool that we have to work with for this tournament, so it gives people their choice of how they want to go. Don't believe we allow repeats for the maps, if memory serves. I think that was a rule question that had been asked before, but
rather boring tournament to just play 3 rounds in a row on Gold Rush.
What, you don't want to play Pillars for 3 rounds? Come on.
No, not really. Kind of not.
Actually, I don't even think Pillars is on the list.
Approved maps: Blood Moon, Gold Rush, Honeycomb Sticks, Tombstone, Stumbleweed, and Yukon. Those are the 7 maps. And yep, so the losing team will get to decide the next one. And there we go. Oh yeah, Meet Journeyman got banned too, by the way. There was a last-moment rules change where the OSP team can only bring 2 Journeymen maximum, and each of them has to cost 1,001 points or more to prevent the Meet Journeyman shenanigans that we've been seeing. Go, we're already starting. Okay.
Yep. All right, let's kick it off then.
Yeah. Do you want to take ANS or OSP, Neko?
I'll take ANS introduction. You can do OSP.
Okay, do we want to do the initial rollouts between the teams like we normally do?
Yeah, I think we'll just like list off player names and stuff. We'll get a little preview of it and then go from there. People in chat asking, what is a Meet Journeyman? So Meet Journeyman is kind of a tech people have been doing, which is Journeyman without any fighters or bombers and such in it. Just basically Journeyman with a deck gun and using the fact that it's a very large hull with a lot of kind of ablativeness that just kind of lets them...
The issue is
it's a weird thing.
Hitbox. Its hitbox is really broken, and it basically means that from a certain angle, it legitimately cannot die. We can discuss this after the first one.
Yeah.
Go into deep.
It's one of the quirkinesses of the hulls. Anyways. Hello, everyone. Welcome to round 1 of the NEBVEMBER tournament. We are kicking off with Maintenance Is A Birch versus Team Incomprehensible Text, which we're calling G-Smash for now.
It's
Team 1, Maintenance Is A Birch.
It's
I'm joined by my co-caster here, Scape. You can hear them.
Hello.
Anyways, Team 1 consists...
ghyghry is what we determined to be the
ghyghry, was it? Yeah. No one in this tournament can pick a comprehensible name. Anyways, Maintenance Is A Birch consists of Pyrope, Star, Secret Mink, and Vren. Squaring off against them. You want to introduce them?
Yep, Team 2. We've got Davinen, Tasty Cookie, Velocity, and Dragonbender.
So round 1 is taking place on Gold Rush here. We're seeing ANS deploying high with the Prince of Wales battleship. Looks like a couple of destroyers and some Axfords in the mix around here. Also looking like Mark the Time plus Friends in there. If I had to guess, that's Star with the good old Task Force Birch variant that they like to run.
This is why we call this team Maintenance Is A Birch, instead of the other name that will get me banned from Twitch.
Anyways, take a look at OSP side. You want to tell me what they got going on?
Monitor ball going low here. You can see it's likely going to try and contest the area that the CL push low typically does on this map, but you can see ANS has deployed their CLs on the completely opposite side here. They also have a liner low as well, likely an A-cap guard. 2 liners going high above D, probably looking at that A ridge there. Those are likely 450 based on their positioning in that center area there, where they can make maximum use of those long sight lines. We also have a second liner deploying here on the east side, likely also 450, probably looking to get crossfires with the other liners. Curiously enough, I am not seeing any backline assets. I am not seeing any Acellos, no carriers, nothing. This is an entirely frontline and cap fleet dedicated OSP team right here. The monitors, liners, and the cap fleet. Similar thing with ANS here. Capitals, caps, and the CLs are a little bit of a different pick here instead of frontline, but it looks like we're not going to have much supporting ships on either side. We will see how
Total tally count that I'm seeing so far seems to be for ANS side, Battleship, Axford, 2 Vauxhalls, and then a collection of sprinters and destroyers around the map with 1 frigate just towards the bottom side.
Likely a
OSP
sensor
count.
asset, I would guess. That or a...
Oh, wait, here it is.
oh.
OSP does, in fact, have a Moorline, the
Whoa.
autonomous cargo ship.
Deploying
Late deployment
late,
there.
Yeah, 30 seconds left on the clock, and that Moorline is finally out there, huh? Which means that that second liner is likely part of the cap fleet. Still nothing from ANS. ANS is just completely dedicated to capitals and cavalry CLs.
All right. Total body count for the OSP side is high with the number of shuttles they got going around and those monitors as well. Looks like 5 monitors. I counted, I think it was 4 liners, the Moorline, and then how many tugs and shuttles. The OSP loves to bring those.
Monitor ball pivoted over to E last moment still.
Yeah.
No
We'll see
longer
how this
looking
ends
low.
up going here as we get our first deployment on the drop-in camera. I'm following, looks like a pair of destroyers, which I want to say are the beam variety.
I am
No,
following
rails.
I am following the Moorline. We did see a couple destroyers up by that Axford. I wonder if they're bringing an Axford plus Railstone fleet.
Ooh, that would be a good fleet there,
Well-
kind of a redwood type. All right, I'll go through ANS side real quick.
Yep.
We are seeing Pyro coming in here with... Oh, wait, hang on. I think this might be redwood style. Yep, we got ourselves Axford with the carrier backpacks and missiles on the sides here. Ball jammer, 450s on this thing. Up top is going to be 1 railstone, 2 railstones along there, so it looks pretty good. Taker Mink comes in with the cap fleet here. 1 beamstone headed towards a point hole there. Second one deploying towards the B side, go low and probably cover A. Third beamstone towards C, pretty standard deployments. They got themselves a missile and gun frigate underneath the map here. Got some hybrids on that. Fun stuff. And then rounding out the fleet looks like they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 gun cappers. Noticeably, these are cheaper side. They do not have the defender saving budget where they can't affect relying on chaff. All right, Star comes in with Task Force, not quite Birch. I believe, yep, they've still got the same name, so maybe a little bit of psyops there. Got themselves a little jamming Corvette and VLS-2 on it for some active decoys, along with a pair of CLs with missile backpack, if I had to guess. Probably some Acello killers on there. Yep, looks
That's
like it.
ADC. Yep, those are Acello killers, right?
Lastly, we've got Vren coming in with a 450 battleship with a size 2 backpack. A lot of active decoys, tons of SDM2s in this thing. 50 to count on the backside.
Welcome
Damn.
to current carrier meta. This is quad TC
Track correlated
spy as
spyglass. Yeah, gonna provide high firepower. All right, Scape, why don't you tell me what OSP has brought to contend this?
Yes, OSP, starting with Davenant here, we have, looks like double 450 liner here with some support tugs. One of them is a full sensor build. We've got the Bloodhound and the early warning. Oh my god. We have 2 of those. Wow, okay, massive sensor
Combination
investment from
ones
Davenant
here.
These are low power, which means they can only fire 1 at a time, I believe. But you've got...
It's a little bit light on these as they have no damage control whatsoever.
They have to be cheaper to fit them both in. The liners themselves have craft backpack with, assuming, skiffs and
Looks like a pike and a
pikes
skiff.
and some containers. I'm assuming those are decoys and Helljoys. Yep, that's what it looks like. Up next, Dragonbender brings the cap fleet here. Looks like you have a little bit of a half cap fleet here with double 250 liner with some container backpacks and just ruddles. 1 ruddle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, 4 gun shuttles, 1 cringe capper, and 1 ruddle for the cap fleet there. Tasty is the one bringing the CL in here. We are large variety of different containers here. We do obviously have pikes on here, with some with the EO targeting ball, likely some Saw in there too. Saw did get a nerf in the recent patch, however, it is still relatively good. And then rounding out OSP here, we have Velocity here with the monitor ball we saw in deployment here. I am seeing a mix of plasma and 100 mil on each one gives this fleet some nice redundancy. I'm seeing jammers, I'm seeing soft kill, I'm seeing a Sal's launcher on one of them too. Very nice spread of support and offensive components on those monitors there.
All right. That's the fleet's more or less covered. We see OSP has very good sensor coverage to the top of the map, swinging their early warning right now as they run into Stars Task Force Birch on the east side here. Dragonbender is going to cap that E point thanks to the sun drive in that shuttle, able to get onto the point quickly. Sacred Mink is thinking about moving on to that point, but is going to be holding back for the moment with their capper, deciding not to hop on there as there's already some containers going out this way, fishing for targets.
OSP does delay the C cap here. Rocket Box is out, forcing Secret Mink to pull back. Does take them off the point temporarily there, stopping the cap mid-capture there. A point, we have a gun capper and a gun shuttle. No, that's a Cringe Capper. ANS should win this A-Cap engagement here as they step on a fully combat-capable Capper there, although there is some containers.
Monitor Ball is currently in arc, although they're not quite on target yet. They may be able to get some 100 mil on that A-Capper. It is currently locked onto, if I had to guess, by one of the monitors with a pinpoint. Not sure which one it is.
The liner low as well, the 250 liner. Looks like that one also has arc.
Range that that should be within locking range, just barely on that.
No, it is definitely the monitors as the capper conceals itself from the liner, but the monitors now have full arc to hit on the side. Plasma and Hesh
watching those C90s swing and a miss on it. Unfortunate. Plasma doesn't do much to the armor, but it does do damage. And at this point, they want everything they can. A-Capper will die for OSP.
This thing to a really well-protected spot there. There goes the target lock, concealed from both the 250 liner and the monitors here. Will it stay on the point? Looks like it's drifting. First thrusters on this thing, firing, trying to get it back onto the point.
Yeah, just barely drifting off that cap, losing a little bit of time here. Dragonbender's moving another capper on to try and contest against this.
One gun's already knocked out on the capper here. The shuttle should be able to win this fight if the beamstone is unable to support. And yeah, you can see the gun capper
250 liner opens up on the A-Cap Corvette. See how well it can dodge. Evades the better part of the first salvo there, and will actually just manage to Orbulus against that.
Is ANS just going to take the cap here? I think ANS is just going to take it. Yeah. Dragonbender does not
ANS
step
gets the
onto
secure.
The point, instead staying off
Hybrid
the
missiles
point
are launched out from Pyro Pier looking for that A-Cap shuttle that was trying to reinforce. These are likely going to find it. Command Wake will...
No target lock, though.
One of them going to... What the... Okay?
That's
Two
what
random...
low track quality does to a command missile.
Interesting. I think that they must have somehow lost the lock there. I'm kind of curious how they did that. Bullseye must not have been in an arc, and they relied on Parallax, perhaps, because that... Two of those missed off, and the third one just kind of got soaked by something.
Well, the capper takes a hit, but not bad. It hit on an off angle, and the AG doesn't do much. Meanwhile, ANS is securing E right now. Secret Mink steps onto the point here. Looks like the 250 line or the 450 liner from Davenant up high, unable to support. Does have secondary guns, which are trying to acquire the capper at E, but it likely take the point before it is able to up. Meanwhile, Rails
E-Cap's going to go through here, and
ANS
then...
takes the 4-cap really early on, a very advantageous spot
Rocket
for
Box
ANS.
is here fishing for the A-Cap guard. They are going to go wide and pop on nothing for the most part.
Sure
One last
those-
second, Dan
one
just
of
managed to get a
them-
strike, and
One
ouch.
restore on the beamstone, although this is a very keystone moment here as the drive takes up all the damage and immediately dies. Not sure what those other rocket boxes popped on. No
Yeah,
trap
that was
out. That was
very
curious.
unusual.
Could
They
have been
kind of went after nothing.
possibly Wake detected a faint trail and
Very unusual with that. There was no
there's
pre-chaffing as we'd seen in
no,
other
there's
cases,
no
so...
jammer on the beamstone either, so it couldn't have staged the Hodge by jamming it out. Interesting. Curious little thing there. Rock boxes do hit, do knock out that beamstone temporarily, although OSP has nothing in the A vicinity to really capitalize off that.
Tasty already programming another salvo. Might potentially follow up on that after getting an impact. We will see.
Right.
Top of the map, Vren is exchanging a little bit of fire with Davenant over here. Davenant's 450 liner has lost its pinpoint, but not much else. It does have its Warbler offline, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's not been knocked out yet.
See
Vren
that
taking
quad?
basically nothing.
The quad TC Spy is coming in clutch here as it is able to suppress all of these liners from long range. Davenant has not yet pivoted one of their Bloodhounds to point at that BB. That BB is being
Oh no,
tracked.
Tasty Critical Error tries to do a time on target and whiffs 6 containers right into the rock face there.
Oh, probably a little bit of mismanagement of this Moorline's roll and heading there, trying to optimize it with those angled banks, and unfortunately I just launched straight into a wall. These are all HE
These are
shapes.
commands, so I'm
Saw
guessing
a
probably was
red.
a TRP error.
Likely, yes. These are going for the battleship, and you can see how poor that track quality is on the BB. This is a Bloodhound track tracking this BB. Those containers are likely going to miss just due to the inherent inaccuracy with command. They do acquire...
Looks like
they
will lock onto something with the saw, but that is a self-illumination cloud there. Also, the fighter escort from Aurora Flight is going to pick off those containers
tears
on
apart
approach.
that salvo, yeah. Without the TOT there, this is going to be short work.
Oh, one container tries and fails just the last second. The defender on the escort corvette will take that thing out.
Massive launch of SDM 200s now out from the BB, absolutely annihilating those pikes, which are very detectable in the recent patch. One of them goes down, one of them evading the warhead missile running out of field too early there. As looks like
Aurora Flight going to
Fixer
see
and
off
Panther.
that designating scout ship there. So these containers coming in here, these are going to be purely on their command.
CMD only.
Yeah, it's just command seeker.
Although it looks like, Davenant swapped over the Bloodhound to the BB, which means these command now have a much higher chance of actually hitting. Self-illum
Ball
is
jammer
out,
is
comms
active, and so is the
jammer
point
active.
defense.
Looks like these containers, yep, they are aiming for that self-illuminated chaff cloud right there, and will likely miss. Whoa, never mind.
2 of them going to find purchase there.
That was
I don't
3
believe
hits
that
into the bridge section. Could have been ARAD Val. No, radars were
Yeah,
off.
ARAD Val would have caught that with
that was
Val
Stern
Mem
Val.
and
That was Stern
timing.
Val.
Oh,
I bet
okay,
the-
mixed
I bet the
salvo on
BB
these.
I bet the BB ignited its thrusters at just the wrong time there. Takes a couple hits.
Could have been.
Fortunately, it's not too terrible here. The bulk mag takes an unfortunate snipe there, and the interruption goes down. Ooh, that's bad. The BB
Interrupt
is
jammer
currently-
is
comms
kind of needed
jamming
in this.
is offline right now. OSP attempts an ECAP here. The capper gets beamed and RPF'd by the CLs here. Very nice deny from ANS there. ANS holding firm on their 4-cap still, regardless of the damage the BB just took. OSP is in no position to really take any of these points that are being held. The monitor ball actually pulls back here from engaging the BB, realizing that they can't engage the BB at that long range gap with its quad TC Spy. They just don't have the range.
Cello killer is being deployed from Star here. Looks like only a pair of them. 2 missiles as opposed to the full 3. These are
heading
aiming for
Davenant's
Davenant.
It's likely that Stars probably ID'd the fact that there are no Acellos at this point in the game. ANS probably has a really clear picture of what OSP has. 2 of these are going to rock PD, though. They're going to unfortunately hit this pillar here as the direct fire command is just going to run them into a wall. 2
Rip.
will get through. These are probably decoy self-screening jammer. Yep, they launch. You can see them come in here. They're going to go for the...
swing and a miss
one goes for
on
the
one, but the
decoy.
other finds
One,
impact.
not a whole lot of damage. Doesn't even knock out that
Yeah.
gun. That gun's still functional.
Heck-P missiles like this against the broadside of a liner, they can sometimes get lucky and punch out a gun, or maybe if you're real lucky, hit the complex, magazine, CIC, etc. But in this case, we see not the most effective usage of those. Personally, I would have liked to see those saved to take out a monitor as a good heavy hit and really dumpster those things fast, but
Right.
they're just using what they had while they got it.
Star's probably just trying to knock out one of these liners as they're getting crossfired at pretty close range of the CLs, unable to jam out both ships at once. The Bloodhound track from the supporting tug is going to make those CLs really, really unhappy. Anyway, a rocket box strike from behind. These are Act Therm Wake Val. CLs
Coming around, they're gonna engage now, but I think have the wrong angle. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, they are simply path wrong. As
Hang on a
rocket
second.
box-
Potentially they will catch Secret Minx Destroyer down low.
No,
Yes,
catch
they
the
do.
chaff
Rocket.
from the destroyer.
Ooh, nope. Wrong stage.
Davenant
Right.
rushing one of their 450 liners up close to these CLs, allowing the shells to have a shorter flight path into these targets here. Going to make it much harder for these CLs to dodge, and you can see the damage on one of the CLs is already starting to add up here. One of the radar panels knocked out and pretty yellow across the board.
We had a trouble
Ooh.
coming towards these CLs
Yeah,
as Stars caught the
Tasty.
attention of the whole OSP team, and
Tasty
that's a
has
time on
begun
target
to
command
illuminate.
strike.
Yep. CMD Wake Hodge. CMD saw any Brad Val. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't. No, there's some third
There's
Therm Val in there.
Therm Val in there and Arad
I think
Val.
it's
Now,
the Therm Val that caught the BB.
the scary thing here is that this squadron does not have its command jammer on. Star has their escort a little bit out of position, does not have the ball jammer active, might not have power for it, or is just having conflict order here, or may not suspect these are command. There's going to be a lot of incoming fire on these light cruisers here.
Yep, that's all flak. These are CMD guided on a ship that has, yeah.
Brunch goes the proven factor.
Relatively strong here, ensuring this massive container hit into one of the CLs. That is a very major loss for ANS. Those are bomb container follow-ups too. This CL is completely killed. Only the drives left. No restorability there. Any HE round into this thing's likely going to finish. See, the liners are still opening fire. Star realizing they just need to get out of here right now as they're pulling their ships back. It's likely they're probably going to cede the E.2 OSP here.
OSP does step on Dragonbender with a capper right now.
They've held a 4 cap.
In the meantime, AN is kind of advancing across top of the map here. The Axford and Battleship working in tandem. Plasma rounds starting to fly out from the monitor ball as Ren is going to be caught here at low velocities. A couple of those will splash across the nose, but Battleship still has a lot of armor from that angle.
Battleship already moving back. This monitor ball pivots up into range of the BB. Perhaps the BB pushing a little bit too far over the A point here. Supporting fire from the Axford is now going out. The Battleship's not returning fire. Does it have track on the monitors? It doesn't! The jamming from the monitors is jamming out that quad TC spy as the Battleship has nothing to fire at right now. Comm equipment
Battleship tanking hits on the nose here as it does. The rail destroyers from earlier did have some fishing containers sent towards them. Looks like the lead one did take a hit, taking out its magazine. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Hit on that thing.
Completely missed that. Yeah, that's a mission. That's an immediate mission kill on one of these rails. That is really unfortunate. The other one is still
given
active,
the
though.
Coordination, I assume that the other one, yep, it still is able to fire. There we go. So you have track on one of them now. The wrong way Stardust from Velocity over here will be taking a rail rounder in a second. There's the full 450 AP round salvo.
Curiously enough, Birch is firing at 2 different monitors right now, or they were. The monitors go dark again. The Axford and the BB were firing at 2 different targets there.
Might have just been coordinating fire for the time. Speaking of Birch, though, Star is going to be taking a lot of 450, but dodging well as they can in their voxels. Tech keys will stage now, trying to go towards another one of these 450 liners.
A-Ride keeps them running straight. One of them hits, knocks out a lot of the center stack there. One of the CICs is down, immediately being restored here. This liner... Yep. Only a basic CIC left in the nose is at risk of going CIC down here out in the open. This is one of the 251s. It has pushed into 250 rank. CL doing a really good job of dodging that incoming fire. There is no target lock on the CL, although it is still being tracked by Bloodhound. Jammer is out on the liner trying to hide it from being detected, although that Bloodhound tug is much out of the reach of ANS and is providing those really excellent tracks. You can see
going
now,
to show what a little bit of range does
hit
here.
It slow with the beamstone. The liner pushes up too far and takes a beam to the bottom. Guns are still
Storage
on the
immediately
cycle.
Sniped in the nose there.
Yep, the guns are still on the reload cycle. The beamstone not battle shorting though. There it goes.
Beamstone now going to flick B short. There we are. The latch has been confirmed. Rocket Box is deployed towards Star here, trying to swing this fight as both players are getting support.
Rocket Box is out.
Rocket Box is...
Those are going to be a miss as the CLs manage to dodge. Another container salvo out on the BB. BB sends SDM counterfire at the illuminator ships. Although there is enough up that they're going to illuminate. The BB has no its self-illum is not up. It's illuminating the monitors trying to get track.
Yep, immediately going to see that now broken off there as it's cycling. These containers will find their way through.
That's bomb follow-up.
It's going to be a lot of damage to the Prince of Wales.
Follow-up too. Yep, that BB's immediately gutted there. Comms jammer not firing, self-illuming, not tasked properly, trying to illuminate the monitors here as that BB takes a massive hit there. ANS is starting to bleed ships pretty quickly here. Now losing the A point, although Secret Minx...
A point is denied safely. Yeah, Secret Minx got the engines back online for that destroyer just in time to get it back onto the A point. That said, Dragonbender in position with 250.
The 250 liner is pretty much just going to step on the point here. High rope, still firing at the monitors, has not swapped fire to that liner there. Rocket Box onto Secret Minx destroyer, does manage to kill it, although Dragonbender does trade one of their liners for it.
Trading in that fashion, definitely in favor of the ANS. These beam destroyers are, in kind of modern tech world, These are run very skeletal. You see them with a small restore just because you want at least one for the Raider Drive, Reactor, or Nose Beam, and then pretty much gutting everything else save for the Chaff Box and Bullseye that you kind of have to bring to hit with Beam.
Right. ANS is starting to lose their initial advantage here, as it looks like OSP is going to take the 3 cap here. ANS still with a massive points margin advantage right now. We will see if that's able to sustain them into the late game here. Irope is pushed up pretty far here, using this rock as cover. The 250 liner firing a bunch of 250 AP into this battleship, trying to kill it. That AP is going to bite. That's enough angle for it to bite, as this BB is taking massive damage. This BB has no restores left.
Battleship got pretty toasted there. Not structure broken, but not in the fight either.
The VB still is somewhat combat effective there, even without restores. It has everything it needs to be offensive, but...
Another big question is for OSP's intel side, how much do they think is left in the battleship? They know that they got some good impacts, but they don't know for sure that this thing's out of restores. We may see them divert their attention towards it again, go for another strike or such. Irope's staying alive right now, holding down the kind of seaside area. We're also seeing Secret Mink doing good jobs on the caps right now, moving towards that D point with their offside frigate, trying to either go fishing for the Moor line with some missiles. Not sure what they got in this. They got Goldfish Bullets, Compatriots, so we'll see what those end up being.
This is
D point potentially under threat here.
This is likely a backline snipe asset from ANS here. Those hybrids are likely built to kill Moor lines. A little late on that, though. A lot of the team has already died to that Moor line.
More missiles coming towards Star right now. These are command-guided. Their track quality is decent enough with that.
Jammer is on. It's likely that they have Kill Ball in the area. No, they do not. They're completely reliant on that Bloodhound. These are CMD Saw, Therm, likely going to...
look like they're
they
going
at the last second. One of them acquires
Yep.
at the last second, whips around, knocks out the entire front side of this CL here. 2 guns down, magazine down. One of the CICs knocked out. That is a very unfortunate hit from Star there.
To their credit, though, deflecting the better part of that salvo takes it on the chin, and while they do lose the 2 Mark 64s, they still have the front stack intact. They just need a little bit of repair time, which they might be able to get here. They're still under command and trying to evade as Davenant puts down some 450 fire.
CL's in a really bad spot right now. Those really low health stuff in the front, any 450 round there is going to knock them out here. CIC goes back down
Ren
again,
continues to draw aggro top of the map as the monitor ball is focused on them, not realizing just how skeletized this battleship is.
Looks like the BB is likely trying to sacrifice dive for A at this point. Yep, you can see Vren's escort committing to the little sacrifice play. The 250 liner being engaged by Pyrope's Axford here, although this Axford at this range is likely not a whole lot. That liner will likely get into cover here.
ANS pretty far ahead on the cap score-wise, 686 points on the board versus OSP's 364. With a 2 cap, they should be able to win this. The question is, will their capital assets hold on long enough for them to get that?
Right, those
missiles out in the back line now from ANS.
Yeah, the loss
D-point
of
capper going to be removed.
Plus the loss of the BB is a really rough loss for ANS. The Beamstone fleet has as well been picked apart. Burkeen, which was guarding A, gets its beat knocked out with no stores, which leaves only the one on C currently. ANS, though, it looks like they're going to start to make a play here for Dagger. The missile missing, that was CMD guided. And
swing and a miss on the D point. That's unfortunate.
Radar. Oh, it
I'm
turns
wondering,
off
did
its
they
radars.
MCon?
They turned off its radars on the D point,
clever.
which decreases the signature size enough for it to hide.
Yep.
ANS now stepping
broke
onto
the parallax lock. Well done.
ANS steps onto A point with the BB's escort. It is under fire from the entire monitor ball. Will it survive long enough to take the point here? You can see the damage is already starting to add up on this thing. CSC
Monitor ball is
basic,
firing
250
grape shot, likely because they had it
below.
equipped.
Yep, there
Is
goes
enough.
Yep, there goes the capper. Unfortunate. Irope is now sacrificing their mission-killed Railstone for the A point.
Ooh, interesting stuff. ANS really trying to go for this A point. Simultaneously, they want the caps, but at the same time, they are focusing OSP's attention here, trying to draw them away from any other point.
Right.
Casey sends some rocket boxes to defend D side. ANS just trying to essentially go for the desperation time play. Pyrope will lose their other Corvette up top of the map as rocket containers will find it just now. And looks like a cap attempt on to the E point will also actually be deflected here as the rockets were going to stage onto the chaff instead. Both teams really giving it their all. Star is effectively out of combat vessels, just trying to buy time. Same goes for Vren.
Yep, A
Pyro
now
only
being
real effective
secured
capital
by the
unpowered
liner
right
here.
now.
The Keystone's not target locked at A. All the monitors are still focused on the BB. Will they start firing at that Keystone in time? ANS might just sneakily take A here, right in front of the entirety of the OSP team. ANS's play right now is desperately.
Oop, they're going to
holding the
change
points.
targets right as you say that. 100
No,
mil starts opening up. High explosive rounds. Still enough to this cap vessel that it might actually... Those are not penning.
No,
I'm betting they had
mil.
HEHC loaded.
That could have been HEHC. Yeah, normally 100 mil HE should pin destroyers there. It doesn't look like it did there.
It's
Plasma
not a lot of armor on these.
Bombshells. Not Hesh. I don't think they're going to kill this thing in time.
250 from the liner is going to swing and hit some of it, but a lot of it just not getting the impact it wants, seeing this thing taking basically no damage here.
Keystone managing its role, facing its CIC away from the incoming fire, and that's an A cap for ANS. ANS also, they're nearly dead cap ship
taking
here,
the E point here as they managed to win the fight on that.
It snipes the CIC on the gun capper on E, as ANS is going to resecure their 4 cap here if OSP's not careful. ANS now also
unbelievable luck with
Dagger.
that.
Yeah, ANS is going to step onto Dagger with a half-killed capper.
Goes to show that you just need a little bit to just make the difference in this cap war situation.
Yep. This is 100% ANS's win condition right now. That 4 cap that they held at the beginning was a very, very advantageous thing for them. If they're able to hold the caps for long enough here, they simply win regardless of how damaged their front line is. The loss of the BB and a lot of the destroyers is really rough, but it's not necessarily an end-game scenario for ANS as long as they're able to hold on long enough for those points to tick up. ECAP, is ECAP going to get denied? The ship has been target locked and is under fire from one of the 250 liners.
DCAP is, I think, going to go through here. ECAP has gone through. This is a 4 cap situation.
Gavin forced to pivot one of their 450 liners back under hybrid threat now.
Hybrid's potential for a mag sniper CIC here. We'll see where these end up impacting. Going to be right in the midsection. That's going to gut one of these things magazine.
Broken, yep. One mag has a crit. The other one is still operational. And that's a 5 cap from ANS
here from Mink with this back capper.
Even if it's only held temporarily, a 5 cap is an extremely advantageous thing to be. The BB now sacrificing itself onto A here. It's a mag, a
Battleship
gun, and
just
an
has to stand.
As
That's
a CIC still. This BB is combat effective. The monitors cannot take the point.
Battleship, a skeleton of a hull.
As
will
they
be
pivot.
what? Let's see.
Oh, there goes A.
17 ticks to win.
ANS might here. There goes Dagger retake as the liner steps back onto the point. This 250 frigate is likely going to be unable to kill this thing. Why does it say this liner's drive down for you as well in the UI, Neko? The one on Dagger?
No, I'm seeing both drives active for it, but does have the drives disable icon. That's true.
Is it gonna?
Oh, they forced a reactor scram.
Oh, they did.
Oh no, because the jury-rigged reactor.
That liner now cannot roll its guns for the next 30 seconds. Are they an arc? No, it's powered down too. Yeah, because of the scram.
Decap will go through here as that's a skeleton of a capper, and there is still guns active on the admittedly disabled for the moment decap liner. Rocket containers trying to fire out onto the D point. Some will actually stage. There they go. Finally gets that. Still, the decap held just for long enough. ANS 100 points off winning. OSP 500 points off. There is a significant difference here. ANS just needs to hold on to their points. Nothing threatening the C point right now. And with a singular cap, they will have enough to just hold on to this game.
Davenant's rushing onto B, though. Davenant's rushing onto B, though. That will help if they're able to take it. Only a gun capper there to hold Boxer. That is not going to be enough to stop that liner. You can see here, Secret Mink is already beginning to... No, they're not. They're not abandoning Boxer. Looks like ANS is just going to hold for as long as possible on the caps they have, which is definitely the play right now.
ANS 2 cap looking already good. That 5 cap skyrocketed their points total for a very fast.
All ANS needs to do right now is hold for just a little bit longer in this one. This is their win condition. Be very, very, very aggressive. Push onto points early on. Secures them, I think, enough points to be able to win this one if they are able to maintain the current situation. Pyro is effective. There's only like 3-4 effective combat ships left on ANS right now. Secret Mink's gun frigate in the back line. Pyrope's Axford. And then Mink has a beamstone and a gun capper. Although one of the gun cappers, the one that's still functional, is just going to get torn apart on Boxer here by Davenant's line.
B-Capper is going to be a little awkward to hit here as these 100 mil guns, they're trying to rotate over, but just there's, what, 3 of them currently in arc, so it'll take them a little bit to try and poke away at this gun capper here, buying every second they can for the ANS side.
Right. Tasty Cookie unable to land container hits on this gun frigate down here as it just continues to move. It is not on sensors. It is perfectly hidden. Although
one of them is going to hit
Stars
the
Jam Escort
Corvette,
for their dead CLs, unfortunately just in the wrong spot at the wrong time. It just gets annihilated there. Oh! The liner on Dagger is mags down. This 250 capper, this 250 frigate is winning the gunfight against this liner.
Goes to show just what structure break can do.
Yeah, the liner has no track on the frigate. Only a bridge master. Yeah, both mags have been down here. This thing has only 1 restored. There goes the track. No, it's firing at chaff.
But no, it's on the chaff. That's the only thing it can see.
As you can see, Davenant immediately realizes what they did and immediately just holds fire.
It's a Prowler drive. This is a sneaky little frigate in the backline for hunting assets like this.
Yeah. Boxer now being lost here as Davenant manages to kill the gun capper on the B point here, although there are no ships nearby C right now, and that Beamstone and Axford are guarding it pretty well. I think this is going to be an ANS victory. I don't think OSP can get on to C in time. ANS wins with a 1 cap
attempting to maneuver one of their tugs over to C point, but Secret Mink is on the ball, and I believe they've already got a lock on that.
Yeah, it's already target locked as Secret Mink has already oriented their beam. It's currently out of range. The Beamstone is diving back into cover just so it doesn't get sniped by like a container liner or a 450 ship that still has arc.
Tasty Cookie is down to 2 rocket boxes and a decoy container clipper, so if there was hope for them to provide rocket support towards C, they're going to have to gamble off of 2 shots there. Additionally, Mink is moving one of their other ships over. I believe that this thing, yes, does have a chaff box with a arming missile on it, so that can dissuade people from getting the C cap.
Star
sacrificing, as well, just staying active.
Yeah, Star is also sacrificing their last CL to Boxer, forcing the liner on B to stay on the Dragonbender finally finds what's left of Secret Mink's Beamstone under. Yeah, that's going to be up pretty quickly here, although at this stage I don't think it matters. ANS is 100% going to win here. 1 cap. There is no ship in range to take the C point.
C divided by 2. I do wish we had the timers for down to win, but hey,
we don't even need timers for this, Neko. OSP is 350 points away from winning, and ANS needs 20.
I just want to say it's like they're 30 seconds of a win or such, but yeah, 2 ticks or 2 points per tick here. Going to see the beam firing off from the WDD 40.
Yep,
Love that name.
That's going to secure ANS's victory there. Yep, Tasty calling it GG, recognizing that there's no way to retake the C point in time. As it
incredible gameplay there, swings from both sides.
Maintenance as a Birch is going to take round 1 here, as their cap aggression and ability to hold even after losing most of their fleet is going to carry them to victory here.
OSP brought a good collection of assets. I liked what they did with the container strikes, followed up immediately by their team's 450 fire. That did a massive number against the Star CL on the, I guess from ANS perspective, left side, OSP's right on the E cap. We then saw, I think Vren did a very good job at kind of playing like reverse possum, making it look a lot more like they were alive and active than they were, drawing a whole bunch of fire from that monitor ball for a long time.
Right. The monitor ball is too slow to move on to C in time, yeah.
I think you're going to take a little bit more damage there. ANS team in shambles, all but completely destroyed, but they will get to the cap total of 1,000 first. That will be battle over here.
ANS nearly throwing with the misplay of their soft kill on both the CLs and the BB there. That was really unfortunate to watch, but it didn't matter. They just had enough in the tank to hold even without their front line and CLs.
Take a look at these damage numbers. Pyrops rail DDs don't get too much to shoot at over the course of the game. Also, the damage dealt is not shown, as most of that is fires caused and atmosphere leaks and whatnot. Couple 17k on their capital
early too, which was rather unfortunate.
Beamstones get a little bit of work done there. Loving the backline tech of this like 500 points just ninja frigate.
It worked.
This thing's amazing.
Star unfortunately not really able to have much battle impact there. Misplays their jam escort and just gets annihilated by the containers.
Mhm.
The BD
Still able to
actually
pull almost
doing
10K with Mark the Time. Not bad.
BD doing pretty good. Its
Yeah.
real number
Prince of
though is in
Wales.
that
Yeah.
that damaged received stat.
Yeah.
Um, able to just after all the damage it took, it was still alive on A. It forced some of those
Yeah.
monitors to have to stay on the A point, or else they would have resecured it.
You can take a look and see that it does still have, I believe it's the CIC and magazine are the two compartments that aren't redded out on this thing.
Yep,
It had the belly gun as well, keeping it contesting.
for a while there. Davenant, you can
Davenant,
immediately tell which one of the two 450 liners was the one engaging the CL and which one was trying to front line, as Leave Nothing But Blooms absolutely annihilates those CLs. Follow-ups really nicely from the break. And then the other one kind of got zoned out pretty well there by the front line.
Dragon Bender getting some work done with the 250 liners where they could. Never got the
one of
greatest
them,
chance to engage with them, but they did their jobs well.
the one on A did really good work. It was able to push that Beamstone back from guarding A and was allowed the team to take the point. Although the other one, unfortunately, pushed up too far and got beamed by Secret Mink there.
Tasty cooking just shy of 48K in their container liner here.
Tasty,
They're
definitely
gonna...
the star of the show for OSP, able to knock out pretty much two fleets by themselves. Very, very excellent container play from them.
Yeah.
And then
I'm going to see now Velocity. Monitor Ball, this is kind of a pick on OSP side currently to keep ANS honest, trying to dissuade Sprinter or Frigate Ball from coming to play. But at the same time, it is a low mobility fleet. So as we saw, they struggled to kind of get anywhere they really wanted to be.
They were unfortunate. They were out of position a bit at the beginning, but they did pivot up top pretty well there, engaging the BB. But late in the game, they were just not fast enough to move on to the points they needed to be on. And yeah, ANS wins through their ability to hold territory even after suffering heavy losses. Very excellent play for Mate here.
Really goes to show the tactics in the control game where your goal is to just hit the score limit before your opponent does. The way you go about doing it is entirely your own deciding. With some of the bragging rights that people get, again, Tasty pulls 48K in a container liner. Very respectable stuff for the Missileer. But at the end of the day, it comes down to, did you get to the 1,000-point mark before your opponent? And we saw Maintenance of the Birch absolutely played the field for that.
Right.
All right.
We're
going to move on to Game 2 as the losers will be picking the map now. So
event stage to debrief that one, or do we want to stick here?
I will shoot Dramas, the organizer, a message.
I opened up Discord after that one, and Team Freakbob Vent House's chat has about 60 unread messages in it. I'm assuming they've seen some tech from this one.
Interesting stuff there. Anyways, folks
who don't know, I accidentally became an emergency sub for Freakbob's Vent House. I do not understand how I did that.
You were in the last tournament, the All Hands on Deck as a sub as well, remember?
For Colon 3. I met the requirements for Team Colon 3.
All right. Anyways, folks on Twitch side, we're going to take a 3-minute ad break intermission, so grab your popcorn, soda, water, whatever you please at this moment. We'll be getting the next map loaded up, and we'll join you again in 3 minutes. Meow meow.
Yep, see you then. All right. For what it's worth, I am not going to go to my ad break thing and mute. I am going to continue recording, so when we hop back up to event stage, this will still be recorded somewhere on the VOD, and I'm assuming they're going to be there, likely probably discussing the next map, so I'm going to go up and join.
Yeah, if they're all like this one, I'm in.
Yeah. I don't know why people can't hear either Daramus or I, but some people can.
Yeah, that is interesting.
I mean, a lot of people can, so I don't think it's on my side. So I don't know. Is there some like new Discord feature that just force deafening? Huh.
Huh.
Yeah, I know the mute thing. Is there a way to see if someone's force muted?
Force muted, you should. And I think force deafened it will be like a red microphone or a red set of headphones, but maybe that doesn't show up very well on event stage. I don't know how this worked. I added everyone by accident, so.
Testing? I think my mic still works. Weird. Yeah, there's probably some weird Discord update that hit and killed this functionality. I really don't know how event stage works very well. I mean, I could go down to general and just stream it.
Yeah, you would potentially have to contend with people rocking up into general and talking.
Yep. But I have the like little Discord pink sound turned off, so at least that won't mess with it. Would that be easier? As long as everyone promises to not to turn their mics to mute.
I don't think we can trust them to.
Oh, they picked Blood Moon.
All right.
Blood Goon.
All right, test. Can people hear me speak?
Yes, I can hear Dark.
Okay, can anybody not hear me speak?
Oh.
Okay, so it's not a per person basis. It's just the whole stage is
right
fucked.
now. Neither of us are talking right now. We're muted in the audience, so. They're trying to fix some audio issues at the stage. Yeah, not sure what's going on. They're having some audio issues. Sort it out. But anyway, Team ghyghry, Keyboard Smash.
Wow, that's crazy.
They won. They lost to the first one, which means that they get to pick a map, and
I've encountered some people having weird bugs with, based on region, not matching up in some weird ways. Hello, Vastal.
Vastal talk? Wait, he can't hear me. What?
Yeah. I think.
Okay.
Maybe the people who can't hear us can hear Vastal. I have no idea.
I can't hear Vastal.
I can't.
I can't hear them either.
Wait, okay. Star, you can hear everyone? Oh, yeah.
Okay, so people who don't know what's going on right now in the Discord in the event stage, Vastal is trying to speak right now. I get the green outline and everything of them speaking, and I can't hear Vastal. But apparently some people can hear Vastal, but then others can't hear Gramis and Snipes for some reason. I genuinely don't know what's broken. Anyway, though, our stream is fine.
Wait,
so
Miss can hear Vastal? What? Is Drain talking? I can't hear Drain.
Yeah, this is fun.
Wait, are they? Are you in the EU, Daramus?
Nope.
Vastal and Miskar.
Yeah.
Oh god, is it a region thing? Why the fuck is it a region thing? Liz, don't worry about it. It's not your fault.
Yeah, it's region locked right now.
Oh my god. Well, this is fascinating. Wasn't expecting this to happen. I just realized that Neko's stream can't hear me right now because I'm not in the call.
Yeah, I think you guys can go back to your teams. I have hopefully gotten my technical difficulties sorted out.
All right. Well, I'm gonna drop back down to Neko's channel so they can hear me. Ooh, Neko's chat jump scare. Now you can hear me. Don't worry, Liz. This is not your fault. This is Discord being Discord. It wouldn't be a tournament without Discord breaking. Don't worry, Liz. This means that your game, we haven't crashed in your game. We're fine. We're all here. This means, Liz, that you've developed a game with better networking than Discord. Which, yeah, no, is great. It wouldn't be a Neko escape stream without things breaking and being scuffed. Yep, welcome to the Neko escape stream vibe. Everything always goes wrong all the time. Yeah, is Neko gonna join me here? Or are they still in the... Where's Neko? Neko?
Anyways, hello there, Escape, once again.
Hello, Neko. Right. Audio issues. And
yeah,
this time
so
it's not us on OBS.
Things. I had a bug with my OBS where my game audio capture stopped apparently when I went to intermission page. And now apparently Discord is just not connecting people in the UK or something, where it lights up their icon but doesn't send audio.
It's
so
like
Vastal silenced
for something. I don't like genuinely what?
Yeah, it's the strangest. Hang on a second. Corey, I know Corey, my moderator in chat here. Corey, do you want to hop into the live channel we're on my server right now and see if we can hear you?
Oh God.
Because if this is just a case of UK breaks voice channel, that's a very strange but hilarious thing.
Hello, Corey.
Hello there, Corey.
All right, check.
Oh, God, we can hear you.
And Corey can be heard. Okay, it is not just the UK.
I think it's just,
what is going on
probably
today?
The live stage is a little bit busted.
Yeah.
But anyway, so outcome from all of that nonsense that was happening in the event stage, teams have swapped. Team ghyghry, or as Neko, or as sorry, not Neko, Liz put it herself. Bottom keyboard smash, which is true. Thank you, Liz. They have lost the first one, which means that they get to pick the map. They vote for Blood Moon, and immediately after voting for Blood Moon, Tasty Cookie joins my chat and says, "Hee hee hee, this is gonna be a fun one." Let's see what ghyghry has in store for us today. Team swap, ghyghry goes to ANS, and maintenance Is A Birch goes to OSP. Birch has two different paint schemes for ANS and OSP. That's kind of nice.
Ooh, that's very nice.
Very
detail
fancy,
on that.
very fancy.
All right, we got our lovely peanut gallery here in waiting. Looks like Team 2 is just taking the last little bit here to get everything set up.
The
teams were sent off to their respective channels to discuss their comps and such a little while ago, so they should be getting ready anytime now.
Right, we should have a match start at any moment.
Yep. Other news from the NEB server, looks like event channel has been abandoned because they couldn't hear people talking.
They all moved to general. Alright. Anyway,
all right, 10 seconds to countdown. Let's do this thing.
Bad idea moving to general. Uh-oh. Alright. Well, we're not in general. We don't have to worry about that. We're good. Yep. We get our own private VC.
Yep.
Alrighty. You want to swap things up? I take ANS this time?
You take ANS, I take OSP. Yep, sure.
All
Cast the same team. Let's do it. Did you run a prediction beforehand for this game?
Oh shit, no, I didn't gamble. Damn it. Fuck. I completely forgot to do the gambling.
All right, let's do it.
Here, we'll just start prediction. We'll win ANS OSP 5 minutes start prediction now.
5 minutes prediction. Yep, needs to confirm within that. Yep. All right. Let's go gambling.
Star, get out of my chat. You are not. You can vote for yourself and then leave immediately to avoid OPSEC. Anyway.
Yeah. All right.
Hello,
anyways, let's find out which
Every
side's where. Hello, every Nyan.
Welcome.
We are on to round 2 of the NEBVEMBER tournament. First game here. Maintenance is a Birch versus the, what was it? G Smash, G something.
Yes, it looks like team's composition is swamped a bit. Star is longer in Birch right now. Anyway, Team 1, Team ghyghry is Davinen, Dragonbender, Krulio, and Velocity.
Team 2 OSP is going to be Vren, Secret Mink, Potato Master, and Pyro. Representing that would be Maintenance is a Birch. Totally, yes. Anyways, we're your casters. I'm Nekaboy Blue. This is my co-caster Scape GT, and we're gonna cast a game today. And I'm they're bringing this out.
I'm seeing 4 sprinter balls on.
Yep, it's
ANS.
okay.
Yep, okay, yeah, okay. Here we go.
Yep. You know, maybe we should have closed predictions beforehand.
I should have closed predictions before, because now the predictions are gonna swap. Can I close? Ending submissions. I will end submissions in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Submissions ended. We will see who wins at the end. But yeah, anyway, taking a look at initial deployments.
I'm actually trying to remember how to close predictions on this. Whoops.
It is very obvious what OSP is bringing. Team ghyghry is bringing the most balanced and fair team comp ever. 4 sprinter balls in a single capper for dagger. Team 2 is a bit more normal here. I'm seeing, crucially, I'm not seeing a monitor ball. I am seeing some monitors around the map. Those are likely cap guards. Double liner deploying boxer, monitor up top with a liner. I'm seeing Queen Pomegranate. I wonder who's bringing that one. I'm seeing a journeyman on the A flank with a liner, and a couple of gun cappers down low for E.
Seeing No Other Way, which I believe is Kyanite Squadron. I do wonder who that could be as well.
Yes, if yes. I wonder if
OMG,
maybe,
this comp. Well, Martyr of Carrick in chat, aka List there. I hate to say it, but you made the game. You gave us the tools and ability to choose whatever we wanted, and this is what we did. So we're sorry, but here we go.
Yes. We shall see if the quad sprinter ball is, I hope we don't get banned for bringing Penta Journeyman. What?
Quote from the ANS team, yep.
Where? That's from ANS. Wait, who? I'm losing it.
Yeah, David just with the memes there in chat. All right.
Sorry, Liz.
Yeah. We had a first game, there was a nail biter, and now we're on to this, so here we go.
Liz, you have to understand
20 seconds on the drop.
This isn't our fault. We're only casting this.
Yep.
This is
Vren, last already up here. Looks like they're just coordinating with team, planning their final moves, setting up their last positions. So I suppose we should explain Sprinter Ball a little bit here.
Oh god, there it is.
Yep.
Sprinter Ball is a swarm of sprinters that takes the role of CLs, and they are much more difficult to pin down than CLs, just due to their
the
low
engine
detectability, their high speed, and ability to rapidly reposition a lot better than CLs will. High caliber guns also overpin sprinters, which makes them a lot less vulnerable to the force that typically counter CLs. So anyway, yeah, do I even need to do a
believe that these are all more or less the same.
Who brought the capper? Who brought the
lead?
Okay, it's Davenant that brought the cringe capper, so I'm assuming these are all the same, right?
Pretty well looks.
Yes, Dragonbender.
Maybe not. Okay, looks like Dragonbender has a copy of.
Yes,
Rollo,
Dragonbender and
Jax's
Krulio
are
are
maybe
bringing
the other
the
way.
same fleet, and I'm assuming that the other ones are relatively identical here. No, Davenant's got Auroras on theirs. Yo.
Definitely with a little bit of tech into theirs. Gun, Bullseye, Cold Spice. They've got all the names here on the nicknames by the looks of it, so enemies can't tell that. Good stuff on that. Anyways,
and then Velocity's fleet is also slightly different. Yep, so we got 2 of the same fleet and then 2 different ones. ANS's team comp shouldn't be too surprising here. They're all bringing Sprinter Balls here. 1 going A, 1 going C, 2 going Boxer, 1 high, 1 low, with a capper for Dagger. It looks like this is... No, it's just a cringe capper. It was not built. Separated at the last moment. But anyway, yeah, my job is done for describing what ANS has brought.
Yep.
On to you, Neko.
Welcome to OSP side. Potato Master comes in with some cap guard monitors, 100 mil, and C90 is going to be putting a lot of work into this game if they're going to have any shot at this at all. A pair of these deploying just kind of neutral ground, maybe headed towards
torpedo
B side.
launchers. These things have torpedo launchers on the sides.
Say what? Ooh,
yeah.
torp tech on the side of that. That's going to be fun.
Threes.
All right, interesting. Anyways, they're going to make up the cap fleet. They've got some multi-mission tugs just bursting across the map right now, and then looks like a whack of 20 shuttles. Pretty common stuff from the OSP side here. 1 naked capper going towards C point, and
that cringe capper
it's going to have a
not
time
gonna
facing off
survive.
against that sprinter ball.
It's not surviving.
No.
Do they know? Anyway, Dragon Benders detected on scouts on sensors right now. OSP definitely knows that at least they exist. Multiple Bloodhounds pointing in the direction of Dragon Bender. So...
Pyro gonna be firing at Dragon Bender, but oh god, Pyro. It's got a mass driver.
Yeah,
it's a Pyro build.
Mass driver, unfortunately, not going to be doing a whole lot of work in this one.
Yep. 450. Honestly, the mass driver probably gonna do more than that 450 will. 100 mil or 120 mil lights up that capper. All right. Pyrope has got their superhero liner. This thing is yeah, it's like plant control, 3 plant control centers, 2 gun plotting centers, mass driver 450. It's a pyro build. She is absolutely insane. I hate that I've seen her pull 30k with this fleet. 2 picket ships alongside it with Dazzler, no, Grazers. And then lastly, they've got themselves their CIA monitor, providing intel center for the team. We're gonna see Secret Mink come out with.
Didn't get the memo on Journeyman, who's actually running this thing as a carrier. I say that fully knowing that me Journeyman is banned in this tournament, but still.
Journeyman sort of banned. There's a limitation. These have to cost at least 1,001 points. They've got some of their radar skiffs and some of the... Ooh, actually, these are Winard skiffs. You don't see those often. Going to use these as a tech friend spot enemy. Sensor assets. Joining them is going to be a 450 a 250 T20 liner here, going to be watching over the 8 point. This will do a lot if it can ever hold lock on those sprinter balls, but good luck with that.
Big if there.
Rocket shuttle 1 and 2. One of them is already super dead. A couple missiles coming out now towards Vren, who looks like they just deflected that.
Krulo had some hybrids in there. Swarm up top, sends a couple out. Dragon Bender's already lost one of the campers here. It gets graped pretty badly there. The rest of the squadron is fine, though. Has started to put fire down on Vren, as this 450 liner is caught between multiple sprinter balls. Vren
rocking Kyanite squadron here is going to have a rough time against all these light caliber guns.
Yep. Is returning fire. The Bloodhounds coming in clutch here. They are able to main track on Dragon Bender's fleet here, although you
Dragon Bender actually make a bit of a misplay here as they suddenly came to a stop and looks like they're going to eat some of these rounds here and there. Not taking like irreparable damage.
And
still not ideal.
Sprinter ball, if you don't have the answer for it, is much more powerful than CLs. They are effectively immune to missiles and 450 here. You can see
Pyro comes out with size 2s and rocket containers, and like I said, the immobilization.
Pyro hits. That's multiple hits from Pyro there. Hybrid out, returning fire onto Rin. Looks like that's going
to be
way. That is
2 effective kills there from Dragon Bender. I'm seeing some bombshell detonations there, I wanted to say. Yeah, the monitors have started bombshelling.
Started to hit. They're firing at the ones that have already been disabled, not hitting the thrusters on the ones that are still active, unfortunately. Hybrid comes in to finish off Potato Master's capper there, just making sure that it will not take the point. More hybrids out.
Speaking of hybrids, Ren looks like they eat 1 or 2, takes their gun plotting center there. There is some hybrids in Dragon Bender's fleet, but they're getting intercepted for the most part here. Looks like Ren has some air control.
Jammer. ESSJ is going to counter those ACT EMMs there. Decoys out from the other one. Those are like anti-SLO. Out the HEKP.
Checks out since Corvettes normally win the gunfight against these.
Gets comms jammed. A-Red ACT. Goes into one of the liners.
And swing and miss.
Yep.
Right.
All right, Dragonbender's been pretty well pinned down here, although OSP, and looking at the map here, you can see how much jamming is just coming out from these sprinter balls here as they just push their advantage. OSP without any like Acellos with sensors or monitors to slow down these sprinter balls are kind of just going to get forced back here by this massive push. You can see here at A, Secret Mink is just desperately trying to get this liner into cover. It is unable to
Taking a look at this, just
it does see,
20 sprinters putting down fire is an absurd amount.
Right.
Think about the soft kill and support as well. Each of these sprinters featuring 2 support mounts on the wings there. They can carry jammers or defenders, chat boxes, you name it. You've got to contend with, let's see, that would be 10 each. So that would be 20 times 2. That's like 40 different mounts that can all feature EWAR as such. There's an absurd amount of jamming coming out here.
Right. These swarms are just able to pivot onto the initial point so quickly. ANS here with a 3 cap to OSP's 1. A point completely denied by both sides. The sprinter balls do not want to push up into that liner, but also the liner very much cannot push out either, as it is, it's just going to hide behind that rock by A and just prevent them from pushing. Although OSP needs to push at this point here, or at least sometime in the game due to the points advantage that ANS currently has.
Secret Mink tried to make a play towards A side, but ran into sprinter ball there and doesn't want to get their liner isolated. We see the liner already took some damage. Liners with their thin armor makes them vulnerable to this 120 mil. It might not get the damage threshold break on a lot of their stuff, but it will red out the liner very well, allowing the 50 on some of these Corvettes to clean up.
The jamming is just so much that, like, even the Bloodhound, when it was over this sprinter ball at B high, was just unable to see it from the range it's at. Although it looks
the
like
Bloodhound
Velocity
currently
gets
a
locked.
little bit wide, can't quite get that lock on.
Velocity
They're
gets locked.
fishing with it, might see it now.
Bloodhound pivots onto the target that's locked. It does overshoot the target a bit.
Ooh, yep, swings a little far there, but coming around.
So OSP knows those ships are there. All they have to do is keep that Bloodhound safe, and hopefully the liners put out enough damage output to deal with that here.
Additional counter might be see Pyrope swing that early warning. They currently got it focused towards the seaside area, just trying to clean up whatever cappers they could there. See if they flick it to the left, spot those 20 sprinters bearing down on their team.
Secret Mink looks like they're going to try to push here. Send out a line ship decoy high and their actual liner down low. Holy cow, that liner
Good plans
is melting,
there. We'll see if
Tasty.
OSP makes it work.
Marin's, one of their 450 liners, getting absolutely eviscerated right now by just the amount of fire coming down range. And you can see here why Sprinter Ball is such an oppressive tool if you do not have the right equipment to deal with it. Bombshells now going
Drives
into,
down. Oh no, Vren with a small yard drive. Minor misplay there. That's going to lead to this thing getting mobilized.
Small drive in the big slot there. The drive snipe.
The other one doesn't have it. No, it has regular. That's a fleet editor error.
Yep, that is a mistake from Vren there. As, that one of those liners is going to get caught out in the open.
Mag is going to have a detonation on the one-liner here, the final orders. That's going to hurt them pretty bad if that goes off. They do have a team on it, but that team... Like, just with the sheer number of shots coming out here, each of those potentially rolling a crit to inflict damage on a team, you can see these liners get perforated really fast and see their teams get bled out incredibly quick. This is why you run monitors? Yeah, there's been talk about how OSP's been forced to kind of bring Monitor Ball lately to counter even just one of these, and we now see what happens when you get a whole mass of these things, just for the all-in.
ANS.
OSP brought Monitor Ball last round as a way to kind of contend against this. And since the teams have flipped, we see that, well, there's a reason that the G-Smash team brought Monitor Ball the first game.
Vren here just caught out in the open here against 2 Sprinter Balls. The jamming is so much that there are no tracks on either of the Sprinter Balls here. They're just going to get annihilated. They can't
Pyrup steps onto C point here, trying to go for a cap here. That's at a lot of RPF on the way.
Yep. One of the Sprinter Balls, what's left of Dragon Benders, is already within range. That's 250 RPF. That is going to tear apart that capper long before it's able to at some point.
Davenant also in firing arc if they so desire, but instead they're trying to clean up some of these Winard skiffs. Actually, some of these are radar as well. Trying to head back to their carrier at the moment.
Here. Secret Mink is able to strike some of these things with the rocket barracudas. Does manage to take out a couple, although ANS has just so many for OSP to chew through. we are only probably about 10 minutes into this game, and it's already looking pretty decided, as OSP just doesn't have the counter to this, and ANS is taking full advantage of that.
This is one of the cases where you just kind of lose from the fleet editor go, because all of these assets that we see around the board here, like these 450 liners and such that Bren and Pyro have brought, their main guns are just completely ineffective against what ANS has on the board. They're limited to just trying to use secondary batteries or surviving with their health bar and hoping the rest of their comp can clean up. And we see now in the final orders in Structure Broken what happens when you get jumped by these Sprinter Ball fleets.
Pyrope sends out a second salvo of the pumpkin bomb munitions that they're so fond of, going into what's left of Dragon Vendor here. Although Dragon Vendor is probably the least of OSP's concerns at the moment, considering that there are 3 fully functional Sprinter Balls left. Jamming does go out on those containers. These are, look at the radar jamming out of these containers.
Seeing a hang-up jammer attempting to be deployed there from David and see if they can get some of that. Hang-up jamming does work on these if it's close and strong enough.
A lot of those were
looks like a couple of these gonna miss here.
Try and
one impact on one of the ships.
Other ones swing and a miss. That Therm backup seeker. Yep, just gonna swing.
Command desync a little bit here. There, but still comes around.
A being secured by OSP here as Secret Mink throws their liner onto the point here. The track quality from the Sprinter Ball is not all that great. No, they were firing at the decoy.
Did work
they were firing at the decoy, as Mink is going to be able to use the decoy as cover to get themselves behind this rock here. Excellent use from that decoy container from Secret Mink right there, as they were able to fool that Sprinter Ball long enough for them to just pivot into cover there. Jamming out from the Sprinter Ball, although it looks like something's holding probably a cross track on them. Yet that is Pyrope's CAA monitor up top is able to hold that cross track.
Early warning radar doing a lot of work here while it can. Very hard to detect small ships like this, but when they get a little bit too close to each other, they will sometimes pop their radar signature up. See, some of them have been equipped with jammers. Yeah, when they get like really close like this, we see the elevation signal go up. That is a 75% increase.
Bren is just like already out of the game right now. Both their one of their liners is just completely dead. The other one is pretty much combat active.
Vren, unfortunately, getting found by 2 players. No ability to fight back within their fleet there. 100 mil secondary batteries are not going to dissuade 20 sprinters from devouring you.
Nope.
Monitors are going to hold their own here for a bit, but I believe that these fleets had come with a tech. I want to say that there's a VLS. Yeah, there's a cantered launch on one of these that I'm betting, has some hybrids in it.
They fired some early, although this is only 2 goalie guard monitors. I do not expect these Sprinter Balls to have much trouble with them. Even with the bomb shells.
Already seeing the C90 getting peppered by that 250 AP.
And this is also one of the things with Sprinter Balls, is that even though the bombshell tech is something that's theoretically supposed to counter Sprinter Balls, the sheer damage output of Sprinter Balls is honestly enough to probably win these fights a lot of the time.
Yeah, the damage output, the requirement for the C90 to remain intact, as we see here, just return fire to immediately knock the thing out. Has to bring the whole monitor onto target. It is a miserable thing. Additionally, with the speed of sprinters like this, we see these ones run with default drives to save points, but these things are incredibly fast compared to your monitors cruising around 20 to 30. The sprinter easily operates in like the 50 to 60 range there. Vren will go critical for a moment breaking locks, but that's not going to do too much.
Secret Bank's forcing Davenant to push in here. Probably a little bit of a misplay from Davenant here. They do not need to push in. Although, that being said, OSP does take a 4 cap here. Whoa, where'd that come from?
Yeah, OSP manages to get a cap onto D point. Dragon Bender is falling back with this. This is one of the things that sometimes people will fall apart with Sprinter Ball. You can detach just a couple of them to go handle a cap point. 2 or 3 Corvettes is still a fierce amount of firepower that you can waylay some of these wayward cappers with.
Dragon Bender sending one of their crippled campers down to Dagger here. Potato Master and Secret Mink have gun cappers in the area, potentially going to be able to deny the D retake here. C's pretty open. Unlikely that ANS is going to get there anytime soon. Boxer back cap might happen as well here, as Potato Master still has a back capper in reserve there. A
cap going down. Couple missiles there from Pyro.
Sprinter Ball pushes onto the point here. Pyro's missiles do come in to try and support. But he's going to hit. Doesn't look like it, although Pyro has good enough track to start getting some crossfires here. Although Secret Mink holding up.
Secret Mink trying their best here with what they got, firing as effectively as they're able to. They do get shots into 1 or 2 of these, but even at this range, some of those shots not quite getting the effectiveness they were wanting. A couple of them, maybe just a little bit of desync there, but looked like they weren't doing damage first. Now we'll actually take out some on 1 Corvette. So they're going to have to really quickly cycle those guns onto another one, not wanting to waste damage, as the reload time for this liner is a little too long to be comfortable with this number of sprinters right staring at it.
All the Sprinter Ball has to do is just throw itself onto the liner, get behind it, and those casemates are not going to be too effective. The secondary battery will be, but... Anyway, Secret Mink...
Both C90 monitors having a rough time. One of them not aligned on target at all. The other one has just lost its nose and is basically not able to do anything against these sprinters. It has warded them back a little bit instead of just relentlessly pushing through the OSP's lines. They've taken a second to kind of step back towards here. Credit to Potato Master for keeping their cool and looking for back caps at this time. They've managed to walk onto the... it was Mink who walked onto the D point, but now Potato Master hopping onto B for a brief second. Going to lose their capper, but still buy a little time here. 4 cap adds up a bit for OSB.
Daviden's probably misplaying a bit on A. Still keeping in fire arc of Pyrope here, as Pyrope is just able to do support fire for Secret Mink here. And Daviden's Sprinter Ball is falling apart really quickly here on the A point. Rocket Squadron from Secret Mink comes in as well with a Piranha Strike, just trying to bleed.
I'm with you on the misplay here, as the cap time is nowhere near close. Davinet did not need to make this commitment onto this A point. Had they just simply gone around wide and taken out Mink's liner, I think they would have absolutely had that in the bag.
Potato Master, able to resecure Boxer as well. They do lose their capper for that, as Velocity's Sprinter Ball does find them out. Oh, they almost had it. They step off the point. Unfortunate. Looks like OSP is also going to lose C here in a moment, as Crulio is going to step onto the point. Pretty much uncontested here. Bombshells are going out from the monitors here. One of the monitors is already structure broken. The other one's still functional, sending shots back, although it is under fire right now.
Bombshell will do work here if they are able to stay on track. We'll see what is currently... no jam. There's the jamming. Immediately flicks active. Let's see if it breaks through this or not. Assuming Vren can keep that Bloodhound on target. No, Bloodhound loses its shot there. Is instead going to swing to a different target. Or is it? Not sure where this thing's trying to point right now.
Like Potato Master
early warning radar from Pyrope is
firing for a bit there. No, Potato.
No, these things are all off track on the C point here as they will move on. Yeah, 10-kilometer range on those jammers will blind any radar within range.
Yep, Davenant has thrown their entire Sprinter Ball away here. One of them detonating on the liner.
Yep, 8 point is going to get bloomed here. No armor left on that liner. This means that RPF rounds can pen the armor. Pen depth is not great on those rounds, but immediately going to see some RPF already flying out here, trying to just get lucky and hit those damage control teams.
Right.
Some more shots coming in here towards Davenant. Honestly, the Sprinter Ball is being bled surprisingly effectively, as I want to say Dragon Bender gave up about half of their number going for the C cap, and then Davenant just kind of overcommitting.
Yes, they've both thrown themselves onto cap points, and you can see what happens at close range in a Sprinter Ball when OSP is allowed to get tracks on them. Crulio and Velocity doing a really good job of staying pretty much protected for this entire game, as their Sprinter Balls are effectively completely intact. Although Crulio is running out of 120 armor piercing. Doubt that really matters.
Mink coming in here with some Rocket Strike on 2 of these different ones will actually clean up Davenant pretty well. Davenant fully depleted here as they kind of... Yeah, I'm going to flat call that a misplay, YOLOing onto this 8 point when they were not anywhere close to the cap limit. They had all the time in the world to pick this apart, but that's just a throw right there.
Not sure how that's really going to affect the outcome here. Despite the loss of that entire fleet, OSP is still absurdly bled on ability to actually regain territory right now. And the rest of the Sprinter
Potato Master is still taking hits here with this. Look, can't even tell which one of these monitors it is anymore. Both of them have been completely destroyed in the front section.
Dragon Bender's moving what's left of their Sprinter Balls towards Eclipse, leaving Dagger open, and Potato Master has a gun capper underneath the map here, as you can see. And it looks like Velocity has also split up their fleet a little bit here, committing some to guard B. The other ones are
Velocity is committing a couple assets, but I think this goes to show that they need to plan a little bit on how they want to do their detachments. Pick one of the ones that has radar, leave it behind on the beat point with a friend or two. You will be able to outgun any of these small OSP cappers, and then just take the rest of your Sprinter Ball and continue the aggression, as they have a very lethal fleet, but need to keep doing damage.
Despite not having a dedicated monitor ball, OSP is actually doing a relatively good job of locking down these Sprinter balls here. The monitors, one of them at least, is still effective. The other one is pretty much completely gutted at this point. Although it does get its C90 back on. Both monitors have their casement guns back up. One of them immediately losing it as soon as it begins to fire. The sprinters immediately
DC Complex using its restores here. They were lucky with one of the monitors to be able to use up small DC's restore there. They're going to try and keep these C90s firing, but at the same time, with the structure break and just the sheer rapid fire DPS of these 250 rounds, once the front armor has been degraded, then even these smaller AP rounds from the 120 mil can get through. If I recall correctly, it's 48 centimeters of monitor armor flat facing versus I want to say it's 45 centimeter armor pen for that 120. So you don't actually need that much to start punching through.
It's just a couple centimeters too short when it comes to the armor pen of 120 AP. Anyway, A point is completely secured for OSP now as Secret Ming moves their liner off the point, moving it to different spots here. Looks like, are they going to try and engage at Dagger, or are they going to go for Eclipse? Potato Master, their gun capper guarding Eclipse, gets jumped by the rest of Dragonbender's fleet here. It should have no problem cleaning that ship up, as it looks like OSP is probably going to lose E in a moment here. Secret Ming.
In the Cap 4 state, we call this a suboptimal situation as 5 sprinters just proceed to rip apart that T-20 shuttle.
Crulio is starting to, the damage is starting to add up on Crulio here. A lot of their ships running out of ammo and starting to take some damage here, although sprinters.
I think that this is kind of on them for just sitting passive instead of pushing for it.
And they just sat on the point for ages there instead of returning to cover to hold. Very, very curious strategy there. Not what I would recommend.
Seeing how this went, Velocity and Grillo, they had a wonderful push. They jumped friend with 20 sprinters. They destroyed an entire OSP fleet. They had an advantage. Then they proceeded to kind of hesitate for a second there, not wanting to go too far when they had an advantage they really wanted to capitalize on. B backcap might have set them back for a second or so, and now they've just kind of sat complacent. They need to group up once again and just basically clean up OSP side at this time.
Right. Yeah, Crulio takes
I think that the threat of the monitors is more than it actually is, because they're convinced C90 bad. I don't want to go towards that, but
one of them's completely
really not a threat.
Killed, and the other one is about to be in a moment here. Yep, there it goes. The monitors did what they could, but unfortunately with only 2 monitors, that is definitely not enough to really turn the tide there. Dagger, OSP steps onto Dagger there with the reserve capper that Potato kept under the map there, with support.
Potato wisely preserving their assets to late game.
Yeah. Mink is going for Dagger with the liner instead of trying to do an E. Although Potato Master has an NMT up at E, sends some S2s at one of Dragonbender's cappers here.
Multi-mission tug can actually get some work done since this has been dispersed, and a lot of these are kind of compartmentalized.
Whoa!
Specialized.
The missiles swing around, finding new targets at the last moment there. Reacquire onto the one that has CMD Val. Unfortunate as the Act Seeker from the MMT catches the wrong target at the wrong time there and swings around.
Command validated and said, yeah, boss, that is in fact a sprinter, although it was wrong one. R2 is going to come around here. Journeyman doing some light cleanup. Love the Journeyman tech for this. Just R2's
the R2 Journeyman's been pretty good here against all these light assets. Clean up Davenant quite nicely on A. And now get some pretty good hits into what's left of Dragonbender there. 2 of them knocked out of combat. 1 of them takes a little bit of damage there.
So let's take a look at the board state right now. OSP is keeping 3 of their ANS is keeping 3 of their Corvettes back at the B point to ward off any OSP threat there. Nothing currently. Despite the sheer number of holes that ANS has, their sensor coverage is not actually all that great at the moment, as a lot of them are operating in just these tight clusters. We're seeing some shots from Pyrope's liner here. The Mass Driver and T20 batteries actually doing a little bit of work here.
Are really hurt here. The squadron's not moving at all. Pyrope's landing some pretty nasty hits now. The Mass Driver actually doing some fair bit of damage as its overpin behavior compared to 450 is a bit different. Interesting.
Considering that, like, 450, when it does hit a sprinter, it does quite a bit of damage, especially backed up by that T20.
If Pyrope can get
kind of surprised at
on the sprinters at C, she might actually be able to mop up.
Pyrope currently trying to swing their Bloodhound onto the other grouping of them, see if she can retarget and retast there. Like we said, the 450 liner's just not able to get anything done this game, but every other asset on OSP, for how, like, rough of a shock they got, they're doing a decent job pivoting now.
MMT
Potato Master will step onto E point here.
It's, swing and a miss from the MMT missiles on one of Dragonbender's last effective ships here. One
Ooh,
of them
will take a hit
phases
on one,
through
though.
one
Also
of
taking
them.
250 fire from across the map, as Minka's going to open up with a free real estate.
Yep. This is looking a lot better for OSP than I thought it was. If Pyrope's able to win this fight up top, OSP is going to be in a pretty decent spot here. Also, whoa. How the hell is that thing not detected? Does this thing not have a radar? Oh no! Look at Dagger. We have a gun capper passing within, what is that, like 2 kilometers of a radarless sprinter there. Although one with a radar
about that. Yeah, the
does
bonsai
round
finally
the
gets
corner.
pinged
Yep.
over here by one of these ships.
Not Vigil rounds
I know
the
which
corner
one.
here as Potato Master begins to take fire. Potato Master needs to pivot those guns from Bonsai onto target, see if they can survive long enough. Although, yeah, that's a lot of RPF going in. Although,
Yeah, that might be a little too
unfortunate.
late there. 1, 2, 3 of them, all guns active. That is going to be a very, very sad
Broadside
shuttle.
on, yep. OSP.
ANS consolidating towards Seaside. 750 points on the board on the next tick. Come on, don't leave me hanging. There you go, 750 even.
Potato
OSP with a
does-
2 cap and 524. ANS just needs to hold on to their cap advantage for a little bit longer, and then OSP will be required to take a 4 cap.
Pyrope looks...
E-Point's multi-mission tug has been bled from its nose there as it just gets shot from multiple different angles by these guns. It will not be able to make that cap happen. Despite
Unfortunately.
ANS kind of giving up a bunch of their advantage, bleeding some of their ships off in admittedly not great fights, they're holding a good advantage in this game.
They are, yes. They are down to 2 Sprinter Balls. One of them is pretty heavily damaged, that being Krulios here. Lots of thrusters missing. Velocity is pretty intact, although they have been forced to split off some of their ships here. OSP is actually in a pretty decent position here to start retaking some territory. Pyrope sending some pumpkin bombs down to E-Point there. It looks like Secret Mink is rushing their carrier onto Eclipse as well. It does have a deck gun. It might be able to clean up Eclipse and allow OSP to retake E.
T20 Journeyman, with the amount of beef that this hull has in it, will do decently against these sprinters if it can get into a fight. Effective firepower is equivalent to a T20 shuttle in this, and it has more than enough health bar.
Right.
That said, OSP is very thin on the hull count right now. Potato Master
are.
trying to get towards that C point. Pyrope trying to do their best with their liner to provide overwatching fire support. They've got a radar monitor hiding in the back. Mink has a carrier trying to go somewhere and is stuck on the D point with their 250 liner. And then we've got Vren, whose only ship left is this Bloodhound tug.
Dragonbid are down to 2 cappers on E, and the Journeyman still has enough light strike to clean that up.
Yeah,
Secret Mink now pivoting to Boxer. This might suddenly pivot. If Pyrope's able to
Vren also moving their way towards Boxer.
OSP,
There
if
is
OSP's
3 ships
able
from
to get
Velocity
onto-
guarding that,
if OSP's
but
able to get onto points in time, this might turn around pretty quickly.
ANS, though, still getting further and further ahead with that 3 cap. Time is really running out for OSP to make something happen
although,
here.
Yeah, several misplays from ANS leave OSP a pretty decent window to retake this one.
Yeah.
Pyrope continuing to engage on C. Are they going to move into C? Yeah, Pyrope moving towards C right now.
Call has been made from the team. They know they need to get onto points, and soon. Potato Master trying to get onto the C point, but is seen off as Crow. How do you pronounce it again?
Really?
Polo Jax? I see a cat in that, so I'm calling them cat for now. Yeah, they're gonna pummel the Redwood monitor here as it just gets destroyed by 250 AP. Structure break and all other components going down.
Pyrope now engaging Velocity, who pivots around the site here. These Corvettes are facing the wrong direction. Drives towards Pyrope right now. One of them is facing the right direction. The other one's not. Are pivoting back behind cover here as Krulio pushes from the top, taking advantage of Pyrope being distracted there. That is 2 Sprinter Balls now going to Pyrope. Pyrope builds their liners tough, but not tough enough to really...
Yeah, I don't think there's a way to build a liner tough enough to take a proper Sprinter Ball. Frello here is pretty healthy and going to just hold down the trigger as we see the Queen Pomegranate. Despite its ability to lay down good, accurate fire, it's got 4 damage control teams and is not
this
like
thing's
super
gonna get torn
tanky.
apart pretty quickly here.
Triple plank control, 2 gun plots. That's a lot of squish. That is now, as we see with the mass driver getting knocked ineffective. Magazine going to get shot out here. It's on borrowed time, Chief.
Yep.
They're not going to let up.
Nope, the double push from 2 different sides is going to end this liner. Really nice play from Crulio and Velocity up top, ensuring that they hold C. Although every single other point on the board is now in danger of being taken by OSP right now. Secret Mink trying to get onto Boxer. Despite being double drive, this liner's not moving.
Which
failure? Free real estate in the back. It's trying to roll to engage at C. Secret Mink needs to put pressure on Boxer if OSP wants a chance.
Potentially
here.
Was trying to go towards B point, but might think twice and decide to try and hold D side here. Yeah, they're doubling back towards D side, it looks like, not wanting a back cap as there's just, well, there's 40 sprinters on the board, so they could be anywhere.
OSP can't risk OSP can't do that right now. They have to play risky if they need the points right now. They can't afford to hold the points they have. They need to push out into new ones. Pyrope just getting
Velocity
decimated.
Going to engage Pyrope here, and also looks like they're moving towards A point side. Yeah, anywhere that OSP leaves, ANS just has the speed to immediately rush in towards. Right. Pyrope not able to fight back right now. All of their guns are offline. The magazine might not be dead, but it's going to stay red for the entire rest of this game. Managed to do a cool trick there, spinning with the rock to get their guns into arc here, but it's not going to matter, unfortunately, for this.
Nope.
450 just does nothing.
From the side. It should be worth noting that Pyrope is also out of 450 AP. They are forced to fire AP at this point. E point now being taken by OSP as the carrier from Secret Mink steps on point. RPF going into it. It appears that these cappers think that this is a gun shuttle. Oh no! It gets on.
It now has the armor of one. Reactor Bloom on the which point is that?
Squadron.
E point. E point. Yep. Fighters just barely getting off the deck, wondering, I wonder what that noise was.
Yep,
instantly gets eviscerated.
OSP had a win condition there, but unfortunately just on the wrong spots in the repush. As the quad sprinter ball takes this one for ANS, and it's now 1-1. Maintenance Is A Birch and ghyghry are now tied, and we will go into a third round here.
Birch will be allowed to pick the third map they play on. Take a look through the fleets here. Have to do like a damage tally, but seeing these sprinters pulling like about 5k apiece, I'm happy to say each of these players pulled like, what'd you say, like 30 to 40k on a good fight?
Sprinter balls hurt. OSP did a pretty good job of holding there. ANS, despite having a lot of advantages there, threw away a lot of their ships in really strange ways there. Davenant did not need to sacrifice themselves for a like they did right there. They probably could have played it a bit safer. They just rushed in and died. And even when they rushed in, they didn't really do it properly. They should have tried to get behind that liner at multiple angles.
I think a lot of it is Neb cap brain acting, where you want to get on the point, but the point doesn't matter until it does, in a sense. They had plenty of time to worry about the fighting ships rather than go for the caps there.
Potato Master pretty good with the back caps there. Unfortunately, there was just so many sprinters around the map that their back cappers would take a point and get immediately discovered. Pyro
Bombshell's able to rack up some damage over the course of the game, but as we saw there when facing Sprinter Ball, just got shot out or jammed out. Pyro pulling a respectable 37k despite all the stuff there. Mass Driver pulling almost 9k, so
remember that the Mass Driver's damage value is very inflated. Not actually sure how that reflects when it's targeted against sprinters. I know that it's super inflated when you target capitals and such, but Pyro did a pretty good job of actually containing two of the sprinter balls at sea, but unfortunately was forced to end too well. Secret
Mink's liner here, 17k.
Yep, and this is a
AP used 0.
1,200 point J-Man with only R2 strike point, respectable damage there.
I like the Journeyman a lot for that role, just being a light carrier. You get the checkbox of we have fighter craft on our team. We can do a little bit with that in the cap ward or scouting purposes with those Winards that we saw. Quite a nice kind of just more stuff fleet. Cap guards, couple of rocket shuttles that didn't get to do much these games, but still one got a strike off.
And then unfortunately, Ren was the canary in the coal mine when it came to identifying what ANS had brought. Gets caught out in the open there. Drives go down on the liner. Even the one that had the big drive, its drive got knocked out pretty early there. In front of two sprinter balls, those liners are just going to get hurt, especially without proper support. And unfortunately, Ren was unable to really do much there. Would have been a pretty different match if Ren was able to pull out with the liners there. Would have been able to get some other points. This was nearly an OSP victory in the end. They almost had it in the bag, but a couple of misplays at the very end sealed their fate.
Yeah, ANS definitely coming in with the all-in comp. Funnily enough, in the last tournament, the all-hands-on-deck tourney, you might remember a certain game, 11 Seals doing a all-in rush.
No, I
Goes to show on a map like
on
this,
Blood Moon
speed
too.
is
On Blood Moon
powerful.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't remember that one at all. Who could have played that one? Who knows?
Surely not.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyways, we're going on to game 3 now. So we'll see
Yeah.
what Maintenance Is A Birch chooses as the deciding one for this best of 3.
I am going to run my ad break and hop back up into the main call and see if we fix the audio problems. Probably
All
not.
right. Most likely not. Strange happenings. All right, let's go check what is happening in the general channel then. They are playing Beyond All Reason. I love this community.
Anyway,
all right.
See you in a moment.
Yep. Ad break intermission, folks, just briefly.
Jeremy, do you pick only three neutral cap maps? Do you have any center point ones?
One sec. Oh, I have Yukon, which is as close as you get, I think. Oh, and Tombstones. We have Tombstones as well.
Okay. No pillars? What? Why? When you hover over this channel, why does it say we're playing bar?
That's a great question.
That would be me.
Duke is playing bar.
Oh. How does that just override everyone else? Really? Just one person
no,
playing
if anyone's
that?
playing, yeah, if there's one person playing something, it'll show in the status.
That's funny.
Ah, there's my push to talk key. Had to go into the settings to find that one.
How do you not know that?
Never really used push to talk.
I'm removing my subscription from your channel.
You're subscribed? Oh, YouTube. Okay.
Push to talk is great so long as your keyboard actually decides to not stop working immediately.
Wouldn't be a Unity event without infinite technical.
Oh man, we had a lot of technical issues, especially with the event stage.
Yeah.
How did it region lock people? Like, why?
Yes, it did.
No, I was here for that. I'm genuinely confused as to how that happens.
Britain and Ireland are just in a different pocket dimension, that's all there is.
Evidently.
You guys didn't send the government pictures of your faces.
Ooh, that
Sure,
might be what it is.
Online Safety Act.
Yippee.
You know, like one of the team's names has bitch in it. That might not be kosher.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't for Twitch. They did not like that.
We did actually have to change it to Birch for the Twitch titles. Alrighty. Anyways, we were getting game 3 set up then, yes?
Yep.
Yes.
They're still deciding on a map.
Uh, Dramus, maybe you should let them know to tell us what map we're playing on because they're all in their fleet editors.
Yeah, for those in chat, I am currently speaking
Yeah.
to the group right now. Push to talk is on in general, so they cannot hear this.
Yukon.
Oh, Yukon. That'll be. Have round 3 on Yukon.
Oh, right.
All right, we are back to the original faction lists for the two teams. Maintenance Is A Birch goes to ANS, and ghyghry goes to OSP here. Shall see how this affects the what happens. Yeah, congratulations on anyone who gambled and won points there. ANS, less votes than OSP to win there, and ANS gets it with the quad sprinter ball. But anyway, let's do the gambling for the next one here. New prediction, who will win, ANS or OSP? ANS is Maintenance Is A Birch. OSP is ghyghry. The poll is up right now for you to vote with your channel points. This time we're doing it before the game starts, so you all have time to actually go in and vote before I have to call it to prevent OPSEC from influencing the votes. ANS immediately off with a start there, as a lot of points bet on them really early on. We shall see if what happens there.
Any team from GHYG going to Team 2?
Yes, where
Anybody here?
is ghyghry?
Team 2.
They're all in oatmeal right now.
Oh.
This is just like
I guess they're trying to decide their roster.
just like the IMA in-house, is one of the teams just doesn't even show up.
Oh, do they have more people? Oh, do they have 5 people right now? Is that are they just trying to decide who's playing?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's funny.
They're probably looking at Davenant right now. It's just like, yeah, for losing your entire sprinter ball, you're cut. Sorry, bud.
Tasty was very irate during that match.
No, yeah, the entire time Tasty was just in the team's chat there, just like insulting their team for the misplays. It was great.
You think they'll do any cheese this time? I want to see 40 rocket shuttles.
That would be funny. And this wouldn't be a terrible map for that, I guess, either.
Yep, there's a lot of places to run.
Star changing their badge from bitch to birch.
That's excellent.
After reviewing a stream game or two I did a week or so ago, it's not impossible we see Oops All Monitor attempted on this, so
Maybe.
we'll have to see.
Oh yeah, Deployable Drone. You asked if we are doing fleet review today after this stream. No, that is going to be on Sunday. I believe we're going to be doing fleet reviews between the games.
What? Getting food from the oven?
What?
Why do they call it oven above the cold food? Out hot, eat the food.
Thank you, Vastal. Vote's still going on. Gamble, people. Or did you all did you lose all your points voting for OSP that last time, and you've got no more channel points? Should be able to hear me talking, right? Wait, hang on. Is my audio input lower than it? Oh god. Have I been casting these games with a lower audio input level than normal? Are you kidding me right now? My god. What? Going. Jesus Christ. Thank you, computer, for being really stupid. I'm just... Let's see if this is... Oh my god, it's been turned down. Are you kidding me right now? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Okay, audio levels are back up to what they normally are. Jesus Christ! Okay, whatever, my audio levels is gonna be different for this last one. I'm sure
Could
it'll
the
be fine.
spectators ready up, please? I guess the teams aren't very close to being ready yet, but...
You know, I already see one thing. I don't know if this is too much metagaming, but look, Dominant and Tasty, they have a fleet that have the same amount of characters. Oh, Dragonbender has a fleet with the same amount of characters.
Well, I was gonna ask my chat, it's like, do you think this is gonna be a legitimate game or a shenanigans game? Guess we're doing shenanigans today.
I'm just gonna turn on Discord audio. That seems fine for this Twitch stuff. But yeah, we were just planning potential shenanigans here from OSB side. Totally the character matching thing, right?
I would also like to apologize to Liz for that last one.
Yeah, thanks for the tools for the game. We're sorry.
Sorry you had to see that one, Liz.
Oh, they're cowards. They switched off.
David and Tasty might be doing shenanigans still.
Davenant's been fleet editing, though, so...
Yeah, both Davenant and Tasty Cookie are in the fleet editor. Oh, now Dragonbender's in the fleet editor, too.
Okay, maybe I start putting my foot down on fleet editing during the tournament lobby.
Here. Yeah, let's put some timers for Travis.
Match starting in 10, 9, 8...
All right, there we are. Ready's up.
All right, here we go.
All right, Skip, shall we return to casting channel?
Yes, we will see you all back here when the match ends. All right, so while we were on ad break, I discovered that for some reason my audio
There we
input
are.
level
Don't
was...
forget to turn off push to talk. It doesn't auto set that
for
back
fuck's
on
sake.
after you leave. You know, Neb General has push to talk requirement.
I love Discord. Hang on.
Yeah, right. I wish it was just like force push to talk per channel, not like set
Jesus
it global.
Christ. Okay, there
right?
we go. Also, I discovered that my audio input level was a little bit lower than it normally is, because of course it fucking was for this tournament. So anyway, I'll just be louder for this last one.
I mean, you get excited and shout about the game anyways, so
Yeah,
hey,
I know.
it probably balances out.
My chat said that they could hear me for the last ones, despite being a little bit quieter, so that's good at least. Whatever.
At least your Neb audio didn't randomly break like mine didn't after first game.
Oh, did it? Uh-oh.
You're right.
All right, well, yeah, shenanigans, yay.
Yippee.
All right, round 3. We're 1-1. Nice opening match. Rating the match.
We had a opening match which showed a lot about like the importance of like timing your plays, going for cap points and such, seeing how you can get a very strong like support container swing on things. Round 2 was the power of an all-in.
Yep, and then the other one made me want to rant and Balcon for the next hour.
Yeah, that's certainly a match that's going to be remembered for better or worse.
The duality of Neb matches.
We got the true Neb third lobby experience of taking forever to get going here, but
oh jeez, hope there's no DCs. Oh no, it's on maximum load bar, which means it's probably not a DC, right? Yeah,
all right, we're in.
All right.
Anyways,
you take ANS.
UNS ISP. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to round 3 of the first game in the NEBVEMBER tournament. We've got Team Maintenance Is A Birch versus the G-Smash Incomprehensible title here. I am Necaboy Blue, co-casting with Scape GT.
Hello.
All right. You wanted ANS coverage this time, right?
I can take ANS, yeah. Team 1, Maintenance Is A Birch. Love that Star has swapped their tag from Bitch to Birch to help us with the censoring a bit. Anyone, Maintenance Is A Birch. We have Star, Pyrope, Potato Master, and Secret Mink here. That's your cue.
OSP. Oh yeah, I was just waiting. Give me a second. OSP. We got Dragonbender, Davenant, Tasty Cookie, and Frillo Cat. I believe I'm saying that right.
Yeah,
All right, you want to tell me what ANS is bringing to the table?
Yeah, initial deployments here. We have a battleship with an Axford plus CL pair. That is, yep, that's Pyrope. That's Summer Rose. Wait, is that the point defense CL? Is that the Summer Rose fleet?
Potentially
I don't
the Sarissa CL. We have seen that before. Weird stuff coming to tech.
We shall see.
Anyways.
Yep, frigate up high. Low here. It looks like a really heavy aggressive push onto E from ANS here. That is going to be countered by, it looks like there is a liner on E to guard it from OSP. OSP also has a CLN here, the Abject Tear 100%. Definitely.
Hey, give me some of these. I'll give you ANS side.
Okay, fine. Start talking.
All right. Anyways, Abject Terror 100%. That is dual Moorline I am seeing right now. Triple Moorline coming up to play.
Wait, is there a third? Where's
here.
the third?
The third one is
the third.
towards D side. All right.
Based on the names and the deployments next to each other, I think that's one person bringing two.
I would guess such. Double Moorline is something we've seen before. I know Tasty Cookie is fond of containerage. This might be a tech from them. A couple of shuttles just kind of scattered around the board. ANS side looking fairly light, but do have a couple of Corvettes going to the points. Actually, let's do a count here. 2 Corvettes low, 2 Corvettes high, 2 mid, so probably 6 Corvette fleet if you want to read those off.
Those might
ANS first,
actually
I suppose, in the start.
Yeah, those might actually be 3 players playing 3 more lines, considering the lack of frontline I'm seeing from the OSP team. Only a singular liner.
Is there carrier limit? I don't believe we enforced carrier limit this game.
That was
There's
last
a journeyman
tournament.
limit. Yeah.
Anyway,
Journeymans are required to be 1001 due to some jankiness, but
anyway,
anyways.
Let's start with ANS. Potato bringing the BB. This is the impact rated. It is quad TC Spy, very nice, with a VLS-2 backpack. Escorting it is a frigate offset from the BB, double Sarissa frontline radar. Okay. Pyrope is bringing the Summer Rose Axford. It is a Greedford with a VLS 200 backpack. Escorting it is the Sarissa Voxel. Let's give it up for the Sarissa Voxel. Woo!
Yep.
Oh,
potentially tech in this matchup
Pyrope
here, given what
here,
OSP
but
brought.
considering what OSP has, this might actually be tech. Yep, Secret Mink with a quad Beamstone cap fleet here. 1, 2, 3, 4 Beamstones here. 2 deployed at C, 1 low, pushing into E by the looks of it here. And then the other one guarding B. Rounding out their fleet. Are these all gun cappers, or do we have fakes? No, these are all gun cappers. No cringe cappers here. And then Star with the actual TF Birch this time, not the fake TF Birch with the Sprinter and the hybrids. This is the actual triple CL fleet, pushing E pretty aggressively with that Beamstone and the 2 gun cappers.
That's a lot going east side. OSP to contend them. We've got Frillo Cat here, has brought along a, looks like 250 liner in their cap fleet. Very good cleanup assets. T20 secondary batteries on that. Up top, they got an early warning tug, spotting a lot of the ANS capitals early on. They're going to spot that battleship. The Summer Rose Axford is not quite in arc of that, but might get picked up in a second or two here, depending on its angling. They have then got, looks like a rocket shuttle, another rocket shuttle, high and low. 3rd rocket shuttle wide on the right side towards E. 4th rocket shuttle towards C side. Hang on a second. 5th rocket shuttle on the D point. 6th rocket shuttle. Okay, there is just 6 of them. 6th rocket shuttle covers the A point, and then at 20 gun cappers, pair of those goes on to E point, is going to be found out by this 3 Voxel RPF Fest. Anyways, Davidid is coming in with a Moorline here. We're going to see a whole bunch of bombers in this thing, along with a good complement of fighters here, some skiffs as well. Looks like Dragonbender has brought along similar here. They've got a healthy complement of bombers
as well. Do you want me to save you some breath, Neko? Because these are all the same Moorline. You can look at the whole configuration.
All right, it's a duplicate? There we go. All right, we'll cover one of them then. I knew there's one duplicate in the lobby. I just forgot which one it was. All right, looks like that would be, there was 10 bombers initially in the one bank. And that'd be 16 bombers for 32 in total. That's a lot of strike.
All right,
tons of
it's all R2 strike. It's for absolutely dismantling the cap fleet and the Beamstone goalies, which ANS has a lot of that are very, very scantily defended. This might be pretty
Lastly,
big.
Tasty Cookie comes in with their own Moorline here. This one, I want to say, is slightly different.
I'm not seeing any. No, they got the halberds up already, right?
Take a visual check. I think these are...
No, it's the same.
I want to say these are all the same. The whole matches, at least, so... All right, let's call it 3 copies of the same fleet. So just, oops, all Air Force is here. Yeah, welcome to the Battle of Midway, round 2.
Yep. All right. Initial plays
Cat is
here.
positioned to step onto C point with a Ruddle. There's already Cheetah Flight from Davenid coming in here, just going to try and remove Secret Mink from the game.
ANS
R2 Strike is good.
ANS already pushing aggressively onto E right now, as Davenant pushes onto C here to try to remove a capper. Cheetah Squadron, in conjunction with Krulio's rocket shuttle here, engages. That squadron of fighters is going to ensure that the beamstones don't poke out. Yep, they just dump rockets at close range into that gun capper there. Absolutely obliterate it.
Rockets,
Plenty of
quick
rockets
flyer, don't
left
need
in their
their bombs.
tank there. SDM-200's out from the Axford.
So
Picks
walking
apart
around this
Cheetah
corner,
Squadron.
these fighters are going to be in for a rough
get
time.
Annihilated here. Sarissa Fire and the SDM-200. Yeah, Cheetah Squadron's just eviscerated. Which
Pyro
means
somehow
that
again with the unbelievable tech.
The beamstones have an opening to deny C here. Meanwhile, ANS now steps onto E under the cover of the CLs here. The CLs now withdrawing. They have done their job, making sure Krulio's cappers on the point are pretty much wiped out here. Will Secret Mink be
miss
able
a salvo
to deny...
against that ship for a second there.
Oh, but Cobra Squadron from Dragonbender gets a flank on Secret Mink's beamstone here. Knocks out the reactor right as it's about to pivot around the corner here.
Very common seeing these fishing routines gone through.
Micro-reactor
Secret
and
Mink
a
taking
drive.
a lot of beam destroyers due to the prevalence of the 2-kilometer act rocket boxes and also just light strike in this vein. The defenders being given away as they've not performed very consistently against rocket spam, as we see here. And so they just decided to do without.
Yeah,
Now Ruddle's going to
beamstone's
collect for free on this thing.
Oh, it dodges a lot of the missiles. The Raider Drive actually allows it to dodge a lot of those. The damage going into the reverse thrusters and pretty much nothing else there. If this ship turns off its radar, it might be able to power the beam. No, never mind. It's pretty screwed. That Ruddle still has plenty of rockets left, and that beamstone is pushing in. Vampire Squadron pushes low, goes for one of these gun cappers here. One rocket hits, snipes the drive. Vampire now diverting to go for the beamstone on C. Very, very aggressive plays from both teams really early on here, as ANS takes E and OSP takes C pretty much back-to-back. Vampire dropping the glide bombs on this this beamstone with no point defense. Does a lot less damage than I would think, although it does take out the restore. Small DC locker down this beamstone.
Those were the FBU-15s, as I recall, not... Wait, were they? No, the KBU-15s,
doesn't have,
that's the ones.
OSP doesn't... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I got the frag bombs mixed up
Yeah, OSP
there.
doesn't have access to frag bombs right now. Anyway, more SDMs out on Joker Squadron, which flanks over the top, hunting for that B-point beamstone there.
Destroyer is braking as hard as it can.
Yep.
Might dodge these, might not. See on the impacts in a second.
Ooh, one hit, two hits.
Nope.
Ooh. Although it does step onto the point, it is damaged. The Ruddle pushes forward, not contesting the point. Pushes right next to the BB and the Axford here. ANS might just clutch the retake of C,
ANS
although
can go for it, yeah.
Vampire does still have some bombs left. Blackjack might have enough rockets to finish off the beamstone. We will see if it will be enough here. Reflex flanking through the middle.
Sarissa's going to clean up a little bit of Joker flight from Tasty there. So we see the initial rollout here from the OSP side. Their light fighters going out, looking to do light strike, take out these destroyers and cappers wherever they can find, isolate the ANS, and then just proceed to torpedo the hell out of them. We see Anarchy Flight is alive in the kind of midfield near A and E point here. They are armed with a variety of torpedoes and some bombs to go with. Looks like 2 bombs per bomber here.
You can see Shrapnel
They're all
Squadron
set to
as well.
remove someone from the game.
Yep, you can see Shrapnel Squadron as well on the D side here, ready to push into these capitals. The BB is really close to this rock here, and Shrapnel has a really uncontested run-up to that BB.
SDM-2's going to find some of Reflex
right now.
Flight's 2-3 kills on that.
Potato Master's out of SDM-200s, as Shrapnel Squadron, the actual Bomber Squadron, is now pushing low below this rock here. They are in perfect cover to strike this BB.
Yeah. All those SDM-2s, very effective at seeing up bombers, have been used up on these fighters. Kind of a good tech there, as OSP brought, like, I want to say, like, 120 of these Barracudas that they're kind of happy to throw away at this point. As long as they can get their bombers through, they can pretty much remove ANS from this, as they have no real way of fighting back against these strike craft without just staying close to the Sarissa.
Shrapnel Squadron is detected. It looks like Reflex is just trying to distract the BB right now. Shrapnel's just gonna, they're gonna push up and they're gonna round the corner right into the BB. They are detected. Sarissas have already engaged, although that is 8 bombers at close range of this BB.
That's a
Command
very
Durham,
bad
Command
angle to be
Saw,
caught
Command
at.
Hodge, Command Wake. This BB needs to comms jam, self-illume.
Sharp's out on target. Let's see if it works or not. Defenders are firing for all they are worth. This is a lot of torpedo, though.
Not out. No self-illume to help with the Saw. Although that did a lot less damage than I thought it would. Okay.
Not as bad. Shrapnel Squadron's going to get picked apart there.
Shrapnel Squadron's just going to get annihilated here. Yeah, this BB's still relatively okay, considering that there's
Battleship
no
takes a good hit there, but lives.
Considering that there's no front line for ANS to really contest with, this is not really too terrible for ANS, as Shrapnel Squadron's just annihilated.
Looks like Carnage and Anarchy Squadrons down low kind of broke off there. Looks like Carnage got their bomb drop.
Doing a pretty interesting tactic here. Secret Mink actually pulls their beamstones into the point defense arcs of the front line of ANS, is able to preserve the A cap guard beamstone quite well. Crulio pushes around the corner here with the 250 liner, likely trying to deny A a little bit too late, has now pushed directly into the line of sight.
Here's something I've just noticed. Krullo, the Ruddle that thought it could has run into the middle of the ANS formation. 1 minute and 12 seconds onto that.
That's a reactor overload right next to all of ANS's front line. You can see here Pyrope is already starting to move back, likely sees the little crit effect that's going on right now. Maybe not, though. Yeah, okay.
No visible crit effect on that right now. They just know that there's a dead Ruddle there, possibly giving ground, trying to buy more time to shoot down incoming fighter craft. Potato also giving ground here.
Potato's gonna get bloomed
They've got
on here.
Drive... No, never mind. They'll fix that reactor in time.
There's not a lot of... well, the thing is that even if this BB gets bloomed... Oh, I guess the R2 strikes would get through then, right?
Yeah, they'd be able to punch through and then start doing more damage. It already took quite a bit of damage. Some of those shots definitely hit structure hitbox here and there just due to the randomness
out
of the
on
raise,
one of Secret Mink's beamstones low underneath C, guarding A, as Anarchy with the torpedoes just rushes directly towards it, but then turns around at the last moment, but now fires the torpedoes.
Now gets the point-blank drop, and...
Misses? The torpedoes don't have the maneuverability. Only one hits, but it is enough. The bomb follow-up will also get the kill here.
Bomb's going to do the job. Strange torps, but they got it in the end, so... That's going to be that.
There's the reactor bloom.
Accompanying them. Yep.
Potato Master is just outside of range of the bloom. Pyro just outside as well. The ANS's front line maintains its armor.
Yep. ANS are now firing on what they think might be real ships here. They're seeing some line ship decoys falling for the bait of that.
Crulio sends a bunch of decoys out by A. Heartbreak Squadron is Naginata's. They are SDM defensive. They jump and fire a bunch of SDM 200s.
Oh, potentially
randomly
trying to bait out defenses. Kind of smart there. Since there's no fighter craft they have to go after, just might as well use it. Just a lot of the pad space in the carriers is going to be used for the bombers right now.
Pyrope gets the jump scare of her life, seeing all of those missiles
a whole bunch of missiles very quickly.
Just for them to do absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Very interesting situation right now, as the carriers are unable to really get the cap advantage that I think that OSP was looking for right now, as the lack of frontline. Star is in OSP's backline. One of the carriers detected on radar. Will Star pivot to engage?
For this.
Tasty Cookie is on track right now. Butcher Squadron out. These are a squadron of loitering torpedo bombers, probably just waiting to strike something. Star is completely undetected right now. Star is firing a Killjoy.
They're firing a Killjoy here, potentially screening early. They've got jamming deployed here, trying to zone out this area. OSP side does not have a lot sensors-wise. They have got a early warning up top, and that is it. Nothing to detect these seals under the ground here.
Oh, I bet that was a Z-Prio and meant to be an SDM-200, I bet. And Star is just...
That makes sense,
and that was, and Star just, unfortunately, because it's going after Chaplain Squadron, that halberd. It looks like Star just misconfigured their SDM settings here. 250 now onto the carrier here. That is a lot of 250 HE into the belly of this Moorline here. Bomber Squadron Butcher is out.
Have taken a nerf, so they are much squishier than the past. And a bulk mag on this. If that gets popped, this thing
is that a bulk mag? That's a bulk mag on the bottom. That's a bulk mag on the bottom. Where the shots are coming from here, you can see Butcher Squadron immediately flank speeds directly towards the CLs. Gonna do their best to try and get these CLs off this carrier here. Butcher is spotted. Will Star swap to the RPF? No, Star is firing more Killjoys. As, yes, they have, unfortunately... Oh, there's some Naganatas in there, too. As, yes, Star has most certainly, unfortunately, misconfigured their defensive missile settings, and unfortunately sends the
RPF still going to convince these bombers, otherwise one of them going to get
takes
splashed
off
there.
Like 3 bombers there. More Killjoys out. Although you can see here, Grizzly, Knight, and Havoc Squadron from the other carriers are rushing in support of the carrier right now. Star has detected those on radar, has swapped back to... One of those killjoys
Star
almost hit.
Kind of on borrowed time here. There's a lot of threat coming their way. They're giving it the best they can to try and put distance between them and this
RPF
incoming
now
wave,
out
but
on Havoc Squadron as Star is desperately trying to fend off all of these craft at once. This is a ton of things for Star to deal with. Star swaps back to Butcher Squadron as it begins to return back. Pops another one. Butcher down to 4, although Havoc and Grizzly are still fully healthy right now and just flank speeding directly towards them.
Downside
now,
to doing the light raid cruiser action that we're seeing here is that you can find yourself very isolated.
The BB pushes across, using Star as a distraction to start getting covering fire into Tasty here. As, yep, that's
Tasty gonna take
down,
450 HE. One damage control team is not gonna help this ship, not with the fires starting on it.
Star is actually doing a pretty good job of burning through these craft as well. The fighter squadron completely gone. Grizzly now under 250 RPF fire here. Bombers are pretty tanky, although there is a lot of 250 RPF coming out. SDM 200 out. This one is targeting likely Butcher, which has just launched a strike. Torpedoes, CMD Hodge, comms jamming is on. The CL is moving. It dodges! One torpedo hit in the core, although that is not really going to be doing a whole lot here. Star builds their CLs really well. The core is non-important in terms of modules here. Grizzly is now pushing over here under 250 RPF fire as well from the CLs. Will it be enough? After decoys out and still in the area. Torpedoes fired. They are committed
very low on many of these bombers. Trying their torp run.
More torpedoes
I think
out.
These torpedoes might
Another
be
miss.
Wrong.
Another miss as these torpedoes with both of the seals they go for. Kinetic bombs are out.
Going out, but dying for it.
Flat firing.
To that RPF.
Oh, 2 of the bombs are going to hit one of the
as well as Star just locks in and dodges
all
of those incoming
out.
bombs.
Yep, that was what 3 × 8 bombers out on this triple CL fleet, and they are relatively intact right now. As all squadrons dump their torpedoes. Grizzly empty, Menace empty, Havoc actually still has torpedoes. We will see
the proven
if
factor trying to get in the way, see if it can tank
more
those
torpedoes
hits here.
being fired. These are out on Mark the Time. Comms jammer still online. As the CLs once again dodge.
Yep.
As all of the
primary
fighters,
torps with low maneuver, seems like it's not going to be
all
enough.
of the fighters and all of the bombers on OSP have tried to kill this triple CL fleet and failed, leaving the board completely open for ANS to just advance here. You see the battleship is already on top of Tasty Cookie here. Tasty Cookie is not recovering from this, and that was a lot of bombers
Battleship in turn
lost.
looks like it must have gotten struck sort of recently, as it's got a healthy bit of damage on it. Same time, Tasty is not effective right now. Bulk Mag has been... It's back online, but at the same time, 2 hangar banks out, and one of them, I believe, is inoperative. That's just going to completely cripple this thing's ability to strike. No bombers currently being armed on it, so that's basically 3K down for the OSP.
A very risky strategy from OSP, bringing 3 ships that are unable to be at multiple points at once, leaving Krulo as the only one to cap, and they are severely bled on assets here. Without those cappers to take advantage of the openings that the carriers probably would have been able to open for ANS here, or for OSP, I don't think OSP can really retake the points here. Secret Mink,
OSP relying on their strike to try and get them an advantage. They have bled a lot of Mink's fleet, as we showed earlier. They're down to just 1 gun vet kind of in the back, and then 2 beamstones, one of which was wounded earlier on. But
I mean,
for the moment, Star's cavalry push there into the OSP's back line, just deflecting all aggression towards them.
Tasty is done as, you can see here, even Grizzly Squadron here is out of fuel. Returning to carrier, same with Malice. These are in full view of the CLs. 250 RPF still going into them, doing some damage. The CLs, honestly, just have nothing stopping them from pushing into the other carriers at this point. That was a lot of lost bombers from
the entire OSP side is currently on cooldown, as these bombers out of fuel take forever to get back. They cannot use hard run to accelerate quicker. They will have to land and then do multiple deck cycles in order to bring themselves back up effectiveness-wise. Let's take a look at the munitions count as well. How many torps do they have left? Enough for, I think, another... Let's see, that would be...
another run or 2. Oh, Davenant is empty on torps. Davenant is fully empty on torpedoes. and very low
Alright,
on
well
Piranha
then.
rockets. Davenant is in a really bad spot right now when it comes to munitions. Dragonbender's doing a bit better here. They still have plenty of munitions left, but they are also the closest to the CLs, which are now pushing around the corner here. If these CLs find Dragonbender, I think it's GG. B point being secured by OSP. Well, never mind. Secret Mink, despite all of the stuff around, did a pretty good job of keeping that Beamstone online, although now Krulo has pushed through the open with a Ruddle and has found the Beamstone. The Beamstone's beam is still pointed towards the target on B. I don't know if
Mink's probably
going to
get found out here. I don't see any fire orders issued. I think they're looking elsewhere right now.
Krulo's just going to rush down
other
this.
Beamstone or
Yep,
their
there go
gun
the
shuttle.
rockets. There go the rockets. Mink not maneuvering fast enough to dodge. Yep.
Strike right into the CIC of this thing that's going to gut
CIC
it
down,
and its
reactor
restore.
down,
It is
restore down.
ineffective.
Yep. OSP is probably going to be able to take Boxer now, although ANS just steps on a dagger with the battleship. The battleship doing a pretty good job of weathering those torpedo strikes. Splinter Squadron attempting an R2 strike on Pyrope. They're trying to strike the CL. Takes a couple of shots, not a whole lot of damage. Beam out from Secret Mink is now beaming Duster Squadron here. Duster
Mink
Squadron
needs
goes
to hit
into
that
high
B
burn.
short if
Yep.
they're going to go for it. Just try and cook fighters at this stage. Get anything you can. There's another pick off. There's the B short.
Yep.
Duster flight. As the beam gunners just walking this thing along. Duster on hard burn
Duster,
of A, trying their best.
Once again, the beam is one of the most...
XXXL Aurora.
Sarissa's covering the Beamstone now as they are forced to push through open space within firing arc of Pyrope's point defense CL here. Pyrope, honestly, like...
Can we talk about the hard read
guess,
of this?
Insane guess of OSP strat with bringing the Sarissa device. Duster Squadron once again loses another ship. There goes another. 2 left. Is Duster going to withdraw or are they going to commit?
Duster, I think at this point, they've already committed. They know the Beamstone will kill them if they try and bleed back now. So they're just going to have to, I think, go for it. They might be able to go wide here.
They're going to run out of fuel. 10 seconds on their fuel tank. 10 seconds on their fuel tank. 7, 6,
Yep, that's not going to be enough. Sarissas will pick them off on the way back.
2, 1. They get the fire order and they get a singular rocket out.
Rocket goes
and
and misses. And they're all down.
There was why was there an explosion effect if that... What? Okay, There was an explosion effect on the front of that keystone. That was very bizarre. Secret Mink is likely going to pivot that Beamstone to Boxer now and just remove that Ruddle. Yep. Removing that Ruddle leaves Krulo with only the liner, which is currently under heavy fire at A from Pyrope. Pyrope taking absolutely no damage in return, and that is a Greedford. That Greedford will be able to kill that liner if it pushes up.
I know the times you would say Greedford sacrifices some things with point defense in its fleet, but at the same time, you don't normally see a Greedford paired with a Sarissa device.
No, you don't. Rocket Squadron attempting, quite fittingly, a rocket strike on Star's CLs. Gets RPF down pretty quickly here. You can see 250 RPF when massed like this is absolutely pretty powerful at dealing with craft, especially ones that are heading directly towards you to strike you. Like, you can see how much damage Rocket has already taken here. A couple more lucky 250 rounds there, and yep, there goes the Rostov Rocket Squadron as the 250
just talking
RPF
about that as well
eviscerates those craft.
The 250 CLs here, while they are wounded, they have forced the rotation of these OSP heavy Moorline assets. And like we saw just with the RPF damage, or even the shots they briefly got on Tasty, 250 RPF voxels deal an insane amount of damage very quickly.
They do. Axford now pushing into A as OSP makes an attempt at the cap points here. They do put a sensor device on the C point there. Secret Mink's Beamstone busy at Boxer, unable to guard C.
A point gunfight going on between Pyrope and Krulo over
here. That is a fight
between
a perfectly healthy Greedford at close range. This liner is not winning.
No.
ANS will be able to hold
250 can bite a little bit, but not against this.
Assassin Squadron pushing over the top with torpedoes. Gonna try to get a strike attempt on that Axford here. We'll see how effective the Sarissa device is at pushing those back. Pyrope
Sarissa's actually having a little trouble given the arc here. They're in the kind of dead zone above the Sarissa, limited on its elevation. They're
Cleaver
trying
Squadron
to get up now.
From Dragonbender as well, also pushing forward at the same time. This is a TOT strike from these bombers here. This might be enough.
Harps out on target. Jamming is active, but not good enough. Summer Rose takes it to the top.
Killjoy's out, but not enough as those commands still find their way home. As that Axford, I don't think... Remember when I said that the expert was
Sarissa
gonna win
takes
against...
a hit or two to the drive section, but largely survives the
That
strike.
was-
Here
that
come
was-
the bombs as well.
That was really big for OSP. The loss of that Axford is really rough for ANS. They are going to be unable to hold the center of the map now. Axford is repairable, however, there is still a liner on top of it, which means
Bombs,
that...
one impact onto the Axford
Alliance is
there.
off the
Does
armor.
have crits going on. Fuel line fire. Uh-oh. Nope. Okay, let's take a look at this Axford, right? 4
Minus
crits,
82%.
fuel line fire.
They need
It's-
to, they need to, yeah, they need to scram. They've got 6 seconds.
Can't scram a fuel line fire here, unfortunately.
don't.
That's
Actually, no,
going
they
to go
can't.
off.
Yep. All right, that Axford's
Potential timer lying because of the mag detonation, but still, Pyro, from a suddenly, like, very one-sided fight, the swing, showing, like, when you have a strong base like these liners here, what you can get with these very effective fighter craft usages. But as we saw earlier, Pure Fighter is just, that's just not it, trying to mouth breather into a formation like that. They got shredded trying to chase down Star.
Davenant detected flanking over towards C here, under fire from the BB. BB's getting some nice fire into the side of it. One of the hangar banks goes down. It should be worth that Davenant is the one who is out of strike at the moment. After that strike, they're definitely completely out here. So this this Moor line is not really too much of a priority target for ANS, although it is still a ship that can take a point. The BB now
just
pushing
zooming
over
around the map
top.
in cinematic mode now, taking a look at this. We're going to see that fuel line fire go off from Pyro up there. Not structure broken, so this Axford does live, has 4 restores still, and 15 damage control teams.
This Axford survived a
So
lot
this
better than
thing-
I thought it would, if I'm being honest. Ooh,
Yeah.
Secret Mink flanking low to E. Nothing there to stop that. You can see their capper there, Fake Bath flanking low. That's going to take the E point there. As Star, CLs, and the BB now push over the top here. OSP is in a pretty bad spot right now. The BB is still very, very healthy. The CLs are as well. Davenant's been completely bled on strike. Krulo's one-liner is pretty injured on A. As soon as Davenant gets into cover here, I'm assuming the BB is going to immediately swap fire to liner at A. Yep, there it goes. BB has swap fire over to A. Honestly, they might be able to save the Axford here.
It is worth noting on the scoreboard right now, OSP does currently hold a 4 cap. ANS making this now a 3, as they'll be taking B point without much contention.
They'll also
There
be taking
is
E.
a Ruddle there, but it's got 1 rocket left. Actually, it's a fair ways away, going much further
Yeah, it's
back than I
leaving.
thought.
You can see now
ANS
Krulo...
looking to take some caps here. E-point maneuver they've got going. A-point Pyro will be able to recover eventually and see off this liner here. This is like the one gun asset that OSP really has to collect from all these strikes. And it is taking a fight with a battleship.
Yep. 250 liner, already heavily damaged like that, is not going to be able to win against this BB here. You can already see how much damage the BB is doing. Pyrope returning fire! One of Pyrope's 120s is still miraculously functioning after that massive strike. On one of the 450s, he's back up
100
as well,
mil
if I'm not
batteries on
mistaken.
both sides exchanging rounds here. Hilarious.
Yeah, Pyrope's going to take A, B is retaken, and ANS will also retake E in a moment here. I do not see a way for OSP to really win this. The massive carriers did pretty good there. They tunnel visioned on the one fleet that they probably shouldn't have focused on, that being the CLs. Although that was also their own mistake. Their lack of frontline just allowed those CLs to pivot on to
A little
their
bit of
backline
the
anyway.
like over focus on one torpedo type there. It seemed like all of those were command type. Command is good,
Well, it was
but
command
even
or
just a couple of
several
act in there.
backups. Well, it's command to mix, and you mix in different backup seekers so that a Killjoy can't completely soft kill it like it normally would Cindy Hodge. But
Yeah.
still, yeah, some more active seekers like some ACT or some ARAD probably would have been pretty nice
An act
there.
ARAD is a really nice tech to include, since usually
you can drop
like
them
if people
within
are,
ARAD Val range, yeah.
yeah, if you get that flash for 1 second on an active radar, you will be able to hold that lock.
Star!
Proven Factor from Star takes 1 hit there to the midsection. Not much left on this, really. Still enough to
Davenant,
get
yeah.
on the C point if it tries.
Although Davenant commits to the last of their strike into the already damaged CL right as Star rounds the corner with their
Sarissa
completely healthy
CL
one.
unfortunately gets found by Jackal with rockets from behind. Couple bombs as well. That's going to remove this thing Sarissa's for the most part. Actually has a defender on the nose, which I had noticed. That's going to pick off a fighter that runs by thinking it's free.
Star.
Right.
Yeah, this one has been a weird one here. Pyrope with the masterful, like, big brain move, completely just determining what our OSP would have brought there. Even though they do end up dying in the end, they did survive pretty long there. You can see here, now it looks like Krulo was going to send this liner over to Boxer, although the BB and the Axford, which is now recovered quite. This Axford's... Look at the Axford! Look at how much this thing has
didn't hear no bell.
No, look at this. It has...
This is...
They're restoring the secondary batteries and the ammo elevators. This Axford is returning back to maximum combat effectiveness.
Can we just talk about how much this ship has Lego bricked itself back together?
And
large lockers were knocked there. Has chain restored multiple different systems from... I'm trying to figure out where, actually. It was the midsection lockers restored here.
Pyrope's Axford magically manifesting like 10 restores out of nowhere.
Yeah,
as this entire Axford is just put back together. This Axford is more DC teams than a lot of battleships. Oh my god.
It does. Like, and legitimately, there's 4 large lockers and 2 reinforced on this thing.
And this is why when you do, like, missile or carrier play, you always have the ability to follow up strike with frontline. Because this Axford, without being able to get killed by a proper frontline fleet, just puts itself back together and is now, like, fully functional again. As you
Someone
can see,
in the chat from the previous match was asking, what's the equivalent of the hero liner that we saw Pyro run on
You're seeing it right here, folks.
This is it.
Star has positioned their CL on top of Dragonbender's Moorline here as the fighters trying to land on the decks just get torn apart. Davenant is out of strike, and...
PD escorts a Star as they just picket ship everything here. All the guns from ANS open up on this carrier. What does OSP have left,
Nothing.
really? Davenant is...
ANS is going to retake Dagger here as Star pivots their functional CL back to retake the point. Yep. This is the last functioning Ruddle from Krulo, which has a singular rocket left that is never getting through.
Take a look.
Even if it does, it doesn't matter.
Tug has an arming missiles that will still technically keep
R2 strike onto the Axford at A. This thing still has enough armor to survive that quite a lot, although the second one...
It managed to survive with, guess what? 1 restore, meaning it can put together systems again if it wants to. No follow-up. Again, carrier strike and such being a force multiplier, but when your base number is just 1 250 liner, you're multiplying by 1.
I should also mention that Pyrope is not structure broken.
No, Pyrope just tanks this and says, all right, I didn't hear anything. Anyone got ibuprofen?
It looks like OSP's calling this as their mass carrier strategy is just unable to do enough damage to fully kill all of ANS's front line. As Star takes that was like 36 bombers attempted to strike Star at the same time.
Something along those lines, yeah.
And they only took like 3-4 hits. Like, Jesus.
4 torpedoes, I'm going to say at most, against 24 bombers, and I want to say there was at least 8 Barracudas accompanying that.
It appears
the open laneway 8-kilometer gunfight.
It appears that Team ghyghry is having a infighting. Dragonbender is complaining about the torpedo tech that they were forced to bring by their team lead.
Recon is the same fleet, same tuning of the torps. Might need a little more time in the fleet editor with those ones, as they seem to behave a little weirdly.
They do. Honestly, the torpedo miss...
Wait, does Pyrope have
flight deck traversal? Wait, what? Oh my god,
they do. Flight deck because they had a back carrier at some point.
It doesn't matter anyway. It's not like Pyrope's Axford is fine. It's fine. Yep. It's legitimately fine. Like, this thing, it still has all of its secondary batteries, all of its drives, pretty much all of its internals. How? Genuinely how? Oh my god.
This is just a battleship condensed into a smaller hull.
It still has like
Game
half
over.
of its buff modules
ANS wins.
Too. Star almost ran out of RPF. Oh my gosh.
Well, that's been 3 ANS games won here. With Maintenance in a Birch takes it with a amazing game 3 of this series.
Birch sticking with the pretty conventional builds here. Didn't do them too good in the last one, but they just, no frontline and no sensors just allowed Star to just be in the OSP's backline. And when you have 9k worth of backline assets, that's not a good situation to be in. The Battleship and Axford doing absolutely insane work of just absorbing damage and not caring at all. No frontline follow-up into those capitals means that they're just able to repair themselves and just get right back to work.
Can we talk briefly about that Axford? Looking at its stats here, damage received 15,000, and it looks like this.
Yep, this is an Axford moment. That Axford eats like a ton of torps from those carriers and is just able to. The thing that gets me is like all of this Axford secondary batteries were still functional at the end.
Yep. It had the restores. Sarissa damage we can also talk about there. That one Sarissa and the defender just putting in
oh my god,
massive amounts
5k worth
5K
of damage. Jesus.
Sarissa frigate as well.
The Sarissa frigate out-damaged the 250 liner.
Say what? Where is that thing?
Yeah,
on
the 250
board?
liner did 4.9k. The Sarissa CL out-damaged the 250 liner.
Oh my god, it did.
Pyrope playing advanced mind games with ghyghry
The
here.
read of the
bringing
century on the comps here.
Perfect counter to their team. Star doing absolutely a ton of work with the CLs as well.
Star's damage numbers do not tell the story here. Just
a lot
the
of this
amount
damage
of
was
destruction.
into fighters too. Like they tore through like that's like probably over half of OSP's craft complement. They tore
easily
through there.
calling it that.
Yeah, you can see
craft
how many
count on OSP side, like
Tasty lost
16
all of their
bombers, 44
Dragonbender had
Barracuda.
8 left, and Davenant had 5 left.
In terms of
my
strike,
gosh.
only one getting efficient stuff here is really Davenant with their Sturgeon strike. Dragonbender is pulling 10k, but with a 3k backline asset, that's not that great for
They
these.
did
Similar story
10k
to
with
Tasty.
the R2s as well, but so did Davenant.
Yeah. R2 strike like this very good for removing those kind of cheapened assets. Like we see the beam destroyers on ANS from Mink. These are run super cheaply just with the chaff box and beam because again, Defender's a little temperamental and expensive as well, saving about 25 to 50 points per one. Lets them get a very wide cap fleet, but just despite all of that, they still had an asset at the end able to do that back cap like we saw.
Yeah, despite the losses of the Beamstones, like, they were still able to have some battle impact there, able to deny a couple points. One of them even retook C after being crippled, because the Ruddle just kept going forward, despite having rockets left, and then was able to resecure B at the end there. Yep, this was
Star
just
in chat
ANS.
commenting about the ammo consumption. Yeah, run down to, like, 50 RPF rounds on the two still
What
living
did they start
fossils
with?
there. 500
500 rounds, and they almost expended all of them. Yep, 250 RPF does work against craft when you bring him in these numbers.
As we saw, there's proper technique to approaching capitals. We saw one wing of bombers, just 8 of them rose over top of the ridgeline there, center of Yukon, went directly on the battleship and got some good impacts despite countermeasures deployed. Just the rest of them trying the open field charge, not what you want to do.
Honestly, the point-blank torpedo miss against that Beamstone is the highlight of the match for me. Like, genuinely, what happened there? You can see here in the chat, as Team ghyghry is absolutely flaming Tasty for building those torpedoes. Fascinating design from those torpedoes. Not very much unsure as how they missed, both against the CLs and that Beamstone there. The Beamstone wasn't even jamming them. Like
that was just a strict case of strange launch behavior.
Yeah.
I'd love to see the tuning on that.
I think
torpedo.
what happened,
I assume it's got weave or something.
I think what happened is the torpedoes launched sideways to avoid friendly firing the other bombers in the formation, and they just didn't have, because you can see there they launched kind of in a V pattern there. I think they launched like that,
really strangely.
Yeah, just to avoid the friendly fire thing that can happen if you fire in too big of a squadron with missiles. And then they just didn't have the Gs to pull them back on course, and they just overshot. I mean,
might
like,
have
one of
also
them,
just been the launch angle from like the craft being on evade or something.
I also was not looking if the bombers were maintaining lock, because those were CMD torpedoes. It's possible that maybe they
could have been that they broke
early.
off at the last second. All right,
it could have been any number of things, but yep, ready up. We're ready to go back up to the main call and discuss that. I am going to award points to ANS. If you gambled on ANS, you win big. As maintenance Is A Birch wins 2-1, my bad, and they will be moving on in this tournament. Very nicely done from Team Birch.
Where is that? I just had that prediction thing open myself somewhere.
You need to get more used to gambling, Neko, is what I'm hearing here.
I see, my mistake.
It needs to be second nature for you.
I don't actually even know where it went on my Twitter side screen. Whoops.
It's really funny. Tethys, halfway through one of the matches after I started gambling, sent me the Some Ordinary Things video. Everything is gambling now. It's just like, is this you now? No, we're a real esport, which means we have to have gambling sponsors.
All right. Shall we see if the Neb General channel has anyone doing post game and listen to some glorious crash outs?
I do believe that they are doing post game. Let us hop right back up there, and I will remember my push to talk key. We will see you there for post match.
It's like
It's
3.5.
pure, like a clean environment. You just straight miss.
All right. Hello, Avignon.
of the
Wonderful
matches that were-
3-game series there.
Hello.
First was normal. The other two were cooked.
Those were
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
matches.
Yeah, that was some of the matches of all time. But I had a lot of fun. Thank
I'd
God.
like to congratulate you,
Yeah.
Pyro, on the read of the century in that last game, bringing the Sarissa CL against triple Moorline.
Did you know that? I left team chat. Did you know that they were going to bring that many CL?
No, so I was expecting a container liner, so I brought the Sarissa creature. But it wasn't a container liner, it was carriers. Lots and lots of carriers.
You still tore
I saw the
apart
Sarissa
with,
of the
like-
century. Pyro was
I
calling out
had-
in DC as we were loading in. Oh my god, they probably brought 3 monitor balls because she counted the characters in the fleet names and 3 of them had the same name.
Yeah.
I had 48 STMs and I dropped a lot of them for my Sarissa box. I wish I brought 48. That would have been hilarious.
Potato, you had a really unfortunate moment there where you dumped all of your SDM 200s right as that bomber squadron was approaching you.
I know. I was like, oh
undetected.
no! I thought
I
my
mean, like,
balls
they
would
didn't-
save me.
They didn't even like do much damage to you at all. Like I was actually surprised by how
it
little
didn't-
that strike
it didn't
did.
cripple me in the slightest. It hurt like my superstructure and stuff, but it didn't do anything crazy. But I'm surprised as many as they did because I did most soft kill measures. I just forgot my killjoy.
Killjoy wouldn't have helped you there. There were 4 different types of torpedoes there. It was CMD Wake, CMD Saw, CMD
I think the
Hodge,
Ghost Ray
and
killed me,
CMD something. Yeah, they were using mixed
It was all
torpedo
3 of the
tech.
kill ghost rates.
Yeah, it
all
was.
3
Yeah,
of
it was
them.
all three. It was all of them. Just to make sure that a Killjoy doesn't completely negate that. For that, you needed to do. You wanted to do comms jamming flares, self-illume, and Killjoy would have countered that.
Also, I feel a little bad because
dumping all the killjoys.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah, I just
assuming
wanna-
that was because Star probably had the
ahead,
Killjoys
Pyro.
configured wrong for Z-Prio.
Oh, it was 100% configured wrong. Also, I mean, like,
Yeah.
it was kind of whatever.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, so like with my Oxford, I only survived the fuel line fire that I got from being hit by about 1 billion torpedoes because of my like the front stack on the Oxford. That's like the Citadel CIC and 3 reinforced DC lockers. 'Cause it's all on like the opposite side from my drives.
I saw that fuel line fire pop up. I was like, oh, please, please, we're not killing anything. But alas.
Yeah.
Can we talk about
It's,
how
it's splitting damage.
your Axford at the end of the game looked fine? Like,
Yeah, so I like to call Summer Rose my pocket BB because she has 16 DC teams and 10 restores with like a Citadel CIC.
goddamn.
So
What the base?
No, that thing, like,
Yeah.
I think that one was a pretty big case of what no follow-up does to, like, missile and carrier strikes there. Like, both the BB and the Axford were able to just repair themselves, no problem.
yeah, I drifted out of the way of all the bombs, so that was fortunate.
I'm scared to
I guess
ask
you had,
how
like, 8
expensive
restores
that
in
Axford is.
1.8k, I
What?
think.
What was the
that
question?
Axford. How expensive is that Axford?
Oh, it's 1,805 points.
What? I expected it to be like 2.2k.
Nah,
Yeah,
it's
gotta fit the Sarissas.
yeah, it's like a Greedford, but it's like a super tanky Greedford that has like the super reinforced front stack with like a Citadel and 2 reinforced DC lockers. It's also triple drive, Dragon Whip Raider, so I can get the nose on and go fast.
Yeah, that thing was schmoovin'. Also, I must say that the flight deck traversal system is tech.
I forgot I had it in there. I used to have a plain backpack. Yeah, I used to have a plain backpack on this thing, but you know, when you're brawling, escort tantos tend to get shot off real quick. So I pivoted to the VLS2 backpack, and I used to have the VLS2 on the Vauxhall, but I just put like another PDT there instead.
I saw that
More
when your Sarissa's open
defender
up fire
coverage.
up, and I recognized your support box. I called out, "We gotta kill that thing! We gotta kill it!" And then we did. So
You hit it, but it just.
I went through all 650 rounds of Sandshot that game.
just trying to make
I
sure we
believe
think that's worth
ammo
it.
count wise, Star had expended all but 50 RPF rounds. It was said.
I went through all my
I had
RPS.
50 Birch ships.
Right.
If they sent
Dramas is
another wing
your-
at me, I would have died.
I don't know.
They
how
didn't
that
have another
was,
wing, but-
It was
Killjoys.
really funny to watch you completely dodge and then also chew through 36 bombers.
I was like ready on that, like immediately move away because like I knew the bombers are gonna go after me, so I was ready to stop and just full reverse.
Yeah, we were all like, shoot your RPF, get the soft kill going, drop all your chaff, just blow everything.
We were all screaming.
You should have seen the tactical view there. Every single craft that OSB had immediately diverted
they all
to
turned
those
to
CLs.
I saw on
really
Sanders,
funny.
and I saw all of the craft moving towards, like C and stuff, and then I saw all of them turn and start going towards Star, and I was like, oh no.
Star only lost half of a CL for that.
The 3
Insane.
groups of 8 bombers going for the CLs were incredibly entertaining.
4 fucking bombs.
Basically, none of the torps hit.
I poked the hive. I
think our total
hive.
count at the end was 3, maybe 4 impacts on torpedoes.
Yeah, can we talk about those torpedo tunings?
those
like,
torps
what
were
was going
terrible.
on there?
So they had
So-
a max
Beam.
range of 2.5
Yeah.
and
Why?
a hit rate of
Why?
like 0.1.
So
Why? Why? Why are you bringing them then?
This
So-
was a fleet that
Scared
was
by the
given to us
shipyard.
right before the
This-
game started.
Yep.
Someone
was both
sabotaged
definitely-
you.
This is this. I kid you not. I've been playing this for a couple of days. Like trying to tune it. I literally the last game I played with this. I think I messed with the torpedoes because they were firing. I think it wasn't like enough G's to get past defenders, and I didn't test them afterwards, which meant that they weren't actually hitting. Like they were literally the games that I'd been using. Like was really bad.
Tasty.
Really bad.
Tasty, are you telling me? Are you telling me? You made us bring
GG
those
easy.
carriers.
I believe this is an
GG
admission
easy.
of running 3 carriers with untested torpedoes.
This just
Yep.
in. Tasty
Yep.
found
It was.
dead in a ditch behind Caltrop.
Tasty, when I find you, Tasty, when I find you.
Yep, and I honestly do deserve all of that. That was
Hey, it
really
was a
bad.
2-1 and not a 2-0, so you still have a chance to go on and beat someone else.
The highlight
Yeah,
of the
Yeah, if the person is tasty, I'm on board.
Yeah, also, you guys almost won. Like, it was a close series.
Yeah.
the highlight
They
of
kinda locked in on
that
back
last
there.
one is when the torpedoes completely missed that beamstone at close range. That was beautiful.
Oh, I was so sad. I was like, oh my god, wait. And then the next time it happened on the voxels, then I started turning
I
towards
saw
CC.
I saw it. I'm just like, huh?
I will say,
I was like,
the
oh
one,
my god, no way they have short range torps
the
with
one,
low G.
the one that hit on the beamstone though, like despite missing the majority of the strike, you did gray out like the drive and the reactor of that beamstone and only had 1 restore, so you did like kill it. The bomb follow up too.
Yeah.
Also. Yeah, but it was very fascinating to watch. We got a really good view of them just going completely around the destroyer.
This happens when you use a fleet you've never used before and was like, wait a second, these have no maneuver. And the second time though, on the Voxes, I mean, I was releasing from the max range of the torps and they were still missing. So I was
I think the torpedoes
a little
is configured
confused.
to short range for low maneuver type.
It's kind of like watching the Matrix, except the bullets dodge the person.
Yeah, did you all have big warhead on those or something?
They are size 6, apparently.
Oh.
That would explain why one of them mission killed that beamstone.
That would explain a lot of things.
Well, I mean, one of the torpedo hits. The first one that hit you just completely removed the center stack of that first CL, so...
Consider Warhead 4.
It's probably a good thing I never put anything important in that center stack.
I even called that out in the casting. I'm like, oh, Star takes a hit to the center stack. Unfortunately for OSP, that means absolutely nothing.
You lose like
no, I lost my thruster. I lost the DC locker that I used to restore thruster 17 with. So you could say that
yes. That was the end. Yeah,
extra life.
That was the end. That was it. Yep.
How did you have SDMs at the end there? I went in with my second to last flight of bombers, like in the last 5 minutes of the game.
Oh, I forgot to launch
SDLs
them.
popped out more SDMs. I was like, what the fuck?
I forgot to launch them.
That
See,
explains.
that's
the
tech.
No,
it was like this man has nerves of steel. He saw this massive flight coming at him, doesn't launch any of them, and then he's like, later on, I'll swat this one.
I will say.
I mean, PF did take care of that first initial strike quite well.
Yeah, it was actually kind of wild because we had such a long approach and you were backing up so fast. You got a crazy amount of kills. Yeah, even with
It's
the
why
max
I
range
love-
short release.
That's why I loved CLs so much when it comes to anti-craft, is that if you back up, you basically have the incoming speed of the bombers. Especially if they don't have too much... And then if they don't have enough fuel, they it's more than having it. It's like thirding it or something if they have the cruise.
I will
How
say...
do you print out enough points to fit SDMs in a CL fleet? I'm confused.
Oh, that's
You're
an excellent
talking to
question. I'm
Star.
curious about that myself now.
You're talking to Star.
Yeah,
How
I have
did I
a
do
very
this?
similar build to CLs as Star does, but I don't have like 100 spare points lying around.
Well,
I don't know.
you probably are building a midsection to them then.
I don't have a midsection. I have a rapid and a DCC. That is my midsection.
I mean, I have 6 Nagis, 4 Killjoys, and 4 Conyers.
That's not too crazy. That's pretty reasonable.
That's affordable. All right. Just before we continue on, I'd like to say fantastic first game series, everyone. This has been a blast to cast. We'll get the videos uploaded as soon as possible. Thank you, Dramas, for organizing this as well, and the moderators for helping out, making not banished to the event stage after apparently like UK has been cut off for some reason now on Discord. That's an interesting thing.
Thank you,
Sorry
Discord.
about that,
Very
Vastal.
cool.
Yeah. Dramas, do we have any idea when the next matches would be hosted?
Well, so the next game is going to be starting the same time, except tomorrow, and then we have 2 more games the following day at earlier times. I don't want to say exact times because of time zones, but all the information should be in the tourney notices channel, and I will hopefully post community in the community events with more notice than last time, and hopefully I don't at everyone next time we start up the next event.
Well, we'll see how it goes. You get a one-off.
Yeah,
Anyway,
like, I just
thank you
wanna say,
everyone for playing. Fantastic.
This is like a wonderfully well... Yeah, this is a wonderfully well put together event. So thank you.
Had a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
And if Star is still here, I just want to say I liked the touch that you had where you did change bitch to birch in your fleet prefix and then you ran triple vox.
Dead giveaway.
That was very cute. I saw that. I was like, nice.
Yes, I would like to...
folks on the recordings inside, you will know that there will be games tomorrow, same time starting. We will see who can get to casting that with timings and stuff, so look forward to that.
I should be here for all 3 of them this weekend. I don't have anything else going on, so... Well, anything else I do can be moved around. So, yeah, I'll be casting all of them. I'll see you then.
Chalk it up to a maybe on my end, but yeah, pleasure coming out and doing these.
Yeah,
I'm gonna wrap the recording.
Thanks for coming, and thank you for streaming and recording Snipes and Neko and Scape, especially Snipes because my computer decided to just not take keyboard inputs for 2 of the 3 games.
Wow, the Discord has infected the keyboard now. Oh my god.
You don't need a keyboard, just play on a Steam Deck.
If you're Levy, you can do that, but...
Anyways, I'm just going to wrap up Twitch side, like I said, and call it a night. So thank you all. Have a good one.
Have a good night.
I will likely be ending it here as well. Thank you, Dramus, for hosting. This was a really good start to the tournament. We will continue working on the banner art. We'll figure something out. The badge, though, very much liking it. And your rendition is definitely my favorite. Graphic design is indeed my passion.
If we ever have technical difficulties, I guess that's the image you put up.
I kind of want to make that a Neb badge now and just run that on my ships. It's kind of beautiful. But yeah,
all right.
Thank you everyone for showing up. Thank you, Dramus, for setting this all up and hosting and everything. I just heard a notification that indicates that Neko is raiding into me, which is going to be really awkward when I end stream in the next 30 seconds. But anyway, I'll see you all around tomorrow for some of the casted games tomorrow night. But until then, yeah.
Yeah. GG's. And so I've been up since like 5 a.m. and I had a 12-hour shift before this. So I'm gonna get some sleep, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Go bed.
It's fine, Pyrope, you've won. You can sleep now.
Those last 2 matches definitely weren't chill for you either.
And then fucking crashing into bed.
Actually, Pyrope, it's time for 3 more games of Neb. Come on, hop on.
Oh hell yeah, let's go.
12-hour shit.
We're playing against
honestly, I was like Zen mode through all 3 of those matches. So I was just like, I'm just cruising. You know, it's like I've been in so many matches that I'm just like, yeah, all right, this is fun. I haven't seen this in a while.
Just going through the motions.
Yeah, I mean, I have fun. That's why I play all my creatures. Like, I make like all these horrific creatures because like it keeps the game fresh for me, and it's a lot of fun to like play.
Make them work.
Yeah, because like I've like poured like stupid amounts of time into the fleet editor to like piece together every single bit of like cursed tech in all of these fleets. Like, for instance, the creature Voxel only works because of the 5th plant control center. Like, if I don't have that 5th plant control center, yeah, it only works because of the 5th plant control center. If I lose that, I can't fire all the emitters and the Surisas at once with the 4TC Spyglass on, because right now it's at 103% power, and so like if everything's firing, including all the PDTs, then the track correlators turn off. But if I lose that 5th plant control center, the interruption jammer turns off. So it's all very, very finely balanced.
That CL is being held together by duct tape and hopes. I did not understand.
Yeah, it's a nuclear bomb in the form of a voxel. It's 15,000 kilowatts to run it.
Jesus
Oh
Christ!
my god! Oh my god!
That's more than some of my battleships.
Reactor number 4.
Yeah,
That's
more
just
than
the Alliance version of the Grey Rig.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys around for the games tomorrow.
See you, Escape.
Yeah, GG's, and good luck to everyone tomorrow.
All right. Well, that was certainly a way to kick things off. Thank you all for showing up for the start of the tournament here. We had a really good matchup today. We went the full 3 rounds, and big takeaway: Maintenance Is A Birch takes it 2-1. ghyghry unfortunately was unable to make their torpedo tech work in the last one. But yeah, until tomorrow, I will probably see you then. Tomorrow, I believe we are starting things out with some Alan Wake, and we're going to be playing some Alan Wake up until the time of the casted matches, and at that point, we will pivot over to Neb and do our NEBVEMBER matches for then. But until then, I've been ScapeGT, and I will see you all in a bit. Actually, hang on. we could do what? I could let you know one other little thing here, before I, mysteriously vanish from the internet for the night. I have been, working on some art of my own. I will leave it at that. Anyway, maybe make an announcement in your server for your stream tomorrow. I already, did that, right? Did I not do that? Did I forget to make the announcement of the week's streams? Am I stupid? I feel like I did. No, yeah, no, I did. Weekly stream updates, and then I talk about what's going on. So yeah, we'll kick things off with Alan Wake, and then we're going to be doing the Neb match later. But yeah, no. Until then, I will leave you with the very ominous fact that I have been drawing some things. And anyway, bye!